Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today is the 28th of September 2023, 5 minutes past 4 here in the afternoon in the United Kingdom, back in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are in the ATR 72-600, an aircraft we've flown a couple of times in the past when it was just released. The aircraft was a bit buggy. It's been updated several times since then. There's been a vast wave of improvements. Having said that, having a little play around with it yesterday, I was running into a few bugs, especially with the panel states. I'm not touching any of those panel states today, but today we are in the south of the United Kingdom. iniBuilds, who I'm partnered with, have or will be releasing their Southampton Scenery, which is where we'll be operating from today. Their Southampton Scenery, which is due out on Friday, $12.99. We're going to preview the scenery when we come back to Southampton. We're just going to get on with our flight today. We'll be taking the ATR 72-600 to the Channel Islands, to the largest island of Jersey. Flight of around 40 minutes. We'll do a quick turnaround and then fly back. Live time, live weather. Not too bad a day here, but the forecast isn't very nice for both airports. Quite strong winds later, and Jersey on our arrival right now, they've got a 15 knot crosswind, potentially going up to a 28 knot crosswind between now and this evening, so you'll have to bear with me as I try and fly an aircraft I'm completely unfamiliar with in some quite inclement conditions. We're of course live on the VATSIM network as well. Yes, I've had a very busy afternoon. Going around the house, I was telling the members just before here, I showed a picture. I have an wasp infestation. I've only just moved house, but it would seem that some wasps have made a home in the roof. Now, we don't actually have an attic here, it's 2 stories, and I was trying to organise someone to come in the morning, which I have done. Someone's coming first thing to hopefully have a look at these wasps, get them eradicated, but there's a swarm of them right at the top of the house, keeping out of trouble, so I've closed all the windows. Hopefully they won't come on in here, keeping Jack inside as well, so hopefully we'll get stuck. Edo, thank you very much for popping in. Lots of wasp emojis in chat, please. Cooper 115, hello, greetings, love the ATR. I don't. But I don't know if it's me knowing this aircraft, but I just, yeah, you love it when I fly aircraft, which I don't like or struggle with, so you're going to have fun today. I'll follow real world checklist as well, as accurately as possible. Are we taking the Titanic? Good one, Anstey. Unbelievable. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Freckles, I'm expecting good. I'll be expecting high standards. iniBuilds, hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, all. Congrats on the new job, Captain. Hope all is going well. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this. Thank you very much, iniBuilds. I've had a little look yesterday and today as well. Looking very nice. I must stress that is in the video description below. This is a work in progress version. It might not be representative of the final product, but it looks very good indeed from what I see. As I said, we're going to do the full preview of the scenery when we get back from Jersey. We'll just get the show on the road here, going straight to the aircraft, but the detail, as ever with all of your sceneries, is very, very good. Shams is here, my beloved aircraft, thanks Mill. Yeah, right, any ATR experts, please stay here and chat, because on the second sector yesterday, I couldn't get the engine started, and I'm sure it's something I was messing around, so we'll appreciate all the help where possible. Anthony is, again, repeating what I was saying earlier in chat, excellent as well. It's too Airbusy, absolutely Resex. Adam K flew this route in real life with Blue Islands, but in the ATR 72-500, very cool. Tom says more ATR 600 raw data procedures, DME arcs, etc. please. Not the person to be doing that, but we'll see what we could do today. Thanks Steve M for reporting that as well. SU13, is that an update coming up? I don't know. Oops, I haven't updated it anyway. Right, anyway, let's zoom on in towards the aircraft here. So this is, as I said, the iniBuilds scenery. We'll have a good look at this when we get back from Jersey, but this is as per the most up-to-date airport improvements. I think they've recently extended the runway, which is included with the iniBuilds scenery. The terminals detailed. Again, I will preview this upon return. We'll have a good 5-10 minute look around with all the add-ons here as well. But if you want to replicate your Channel Island operations, I think there's several flights a day to all the Channel Islands from Southampton as well. But we are on stand 12, right by the fire trucks, where they might be needed at short notice. But here we are. You can see the ATR 72-600 in Alpaca Airways colours. It's the first ever time we've flown Alpaca Airways in the ATR 72-600. I think it's, I can't remember the name of the member that made this, but I was just taking him up yesterday to see it's all installed. Looking very nice. If you'd like to download any of the Alpaca Airways series, you can use the command !park liveries in chat to be linking there. iniBuilds, including the runway extension, got us in the local Eastleigh News. Oh, very good. Excellent. Now, as I said, I will preview the scenery upon arrival here. We'll get a few more people in for the giveaway. And again, iniBuilds has given me a copy to give away as well, which I'll do at the end of the stream when we get back to Southampton. Right, so just before we jump into the aircraft, I've got Navigraph up and running here. just to show you where we are in the world if you're unfamiliar. So here's the south of the UK. We're just flying to the Channel Islands, right past the Isle of Wight, over the English Channel. There's Alderney, Guernsey, and there's Jersey as well. As I said, we're expecting quite strong westerly winds as well. Oh, I've just got a notification from work. I was meant to be on standby tomorrow, but I'm going to have a quick look to see what I'm doing. Bear with me. I'm not going to tell you where I'm going. I just want to see if I'm going out of base or not. It's organised taxi and food. Let's have a look here. What they're doing with me tomorrow. If you hear my how I breathe out, you'll know if it's good or bad. Right. Okay. Very interesting. I've got to go. Okay, it's not too bad. I've got to basically get a taxi from my base to another base and position an empty aeroplane back here. I mean, yes, I'm very fortunate to be able to do things like that in my, as I say, to a job. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. At least that's tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to be getting a taxi to somewhere, and it'll be something like it's a 2.5 hour taxi and about a 20-minute flight. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow evening. Anyway, let's go here. Oh yes, I did hit. Aren't iniBuilds making an A320? Why is everyone making Airbus? What's wrong with Boeing? Come on, we need some classic Boeing jets being made. That's what we need to see. Yes, another Airbus coming. I'm sure they'll do a good job of it there. Okay, SU-13 is releasing today. Hopefully the game won't kick. Oh, Flight Deck Sim. Oh, lovely. That's awful to hear. From Haneda to Narita, yes, Domino Mo sooner. Will they pay for... yes, all taxis for things like that are covered for. You don't have to pay the cost of that at all. Remember, Toga is not a good idea when empty. I saw that Kieran. Oh, we're using full Toga tomorrow in chat. And hopefully you guys will be there in spirit and we'll go vertical. Thank you very much, Kanofki, again for your donation. Appreciate it. I know.
Caution, Captain. This aircraft is built from Airbus scrap parts that didn't fit in the A320.
Brilliant.
So expect one or the other surprise. Smiley face. Heart. Love your stream.
Thanks, Kanofki. Yes, this is Airbus essentially, isn't it? In the ATR, then they build this now. Yes, lots of Airbus bits in. Anyway, let's go through the cabin. Now, I can't remember from when I last flew this, but the cabin is quite nicely modelled. The detail here is pretty good. Again, I can't remember if it was there with the release version, but pretty impressed with how it looks. But let's go to the business end and press this button here. Hopefully that should be a smooth transition. Yes, not too bad at all. So we're completely cold and dark. We talked a little bit about the flight today. I just need to get the checklist up and running here in the background. I found a great checklist. I'd recommend this guy for several aircraft, in fact, not just Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft. Let me start again. He makes several checklists for several aircraft, not just in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I explained as well, but it's a guy called JD. Completely free to download these PDFs, but they're really good. I use them for several add-ons because it not only talks about what you need to switch, but it talks about what actually happens as well. So it's I'll be using this today, and we'll make reference to it throughout the flight. Gives you all the ideas about speeds to fly as well, so it's very good to make reference to throughout the flight there. What I was going to say there, V1 simulations I can see here. Nothing is wrong with Boeing. Airbus just better. Unbelievable V1 simulations. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in here. One of my moderators who was flying the 737 is just flying the A320 now for a Scandinavian airline. He prefers the 737, so maybe you should get one. Seeing you're an American, you had loads of them. I don't know why there's so many Airbuses in America. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Thanks a lot for popping in here as well. Right, anyway, we're going to be sat here chatting all day. We better do some setting up here and get the aircraft on its way. So yeah, as I said, remember, this is purely for entertainment. I don't fly this aircraft in real life. I have no experience with turboprops whatsoever. You're going to see lots of mistakes, but you guys enjoy that. As long as there's been a hole in the ground, I think it's a bit of a win. Right, so we'll get the power onto the aircraft. The battery's up here, so we'll put that to on. There we are. You can hear it powering up now. Lots of various noises, very Airbusy. We'll put the external power on here. We'll put on some AC wild electric power. I love that, and you can see it's all powering up here. Very turboproppy. Lots of T's here as well. Now, since we've flown this, they have SimBrief integration as well, which is pretty cool. So we'll look at that later. Bobby Shot got to have a live interview. Oh yeah, he's what he told us. That's what he told us. Hopefully he'll pop in at some point today. He'll tell you himself. So the wipers are off. Propeller brake. We we've got this hotel mode where you can start the engine without the propeller spinning, but I will be utilising the GPU. Might try this on the second sector, but at the moment we'll leave that off. EEC and ATPCS on the main panel is all 3 on, so all this is on here with no off lights. Landing gear lever, we've got 3 green lights, it's down. Weather radar, verify it's off. Power levers, check they're in the ground idle position, which is GI. Gust lock is engaged, which I think is this. Condition levers are to fuel shut off. Flaps are up, there's just 2 flap settings, 15 and 30. So that's all set. We've powered up with the GPU, we're not using the hotel mode. So we're going to go onto the overhead panel, turn on the fuel pumps. So 1, 2, the fuel pumps are on, the cargo doors unlocked as we load passengers. We'll do the engine fire tests as well. So we've got fault test here and fire test here. I'm sure you're meant to be looking down at the display at the same time, but it just sounds like a fire bell to me. So that's all set and checked. Nav lights will verify they are on or turn them on. There we are, so that tells the ground crew we have AC power connected. Logo lights off, engine start selectors are off, DC generators are both on, emergency exit lights we can arm. Window heat and probe heat come on at this stage. There we are, that's all on, and it's just like an Airbus. Look out for those wide lights. If it's wide, turn it on and you'll be all okay. Hydraulic pumps are all 3 are on. Oxygen main supply on, I've just done, and we've done the engine fire test as well. Now we'll get ready to load the FMC shortly. In fact, I'm going to use the sync feature here so I can load in the routing. Dash 8 SimPilot question. I haven't seen 320 SimPilot for a while. Now, I am subscribed to 320 SimPilot as a fellow Real Pilot streamer. Yeah, I funny enough, someone else mentioned it in Discord, and I had a look, and he hasn't uploaded or anything for months, so I hope he's alright, or if he's taking a break or something, I don't know. But you know, if I take a break, as you well know, I did last month, moving house, new job coming up, I notify you all. So things are beginning to settle in. I am going to have a very busy 2 to 3 weeks, but once I get settled in the role in the sim, I'm looking forward to spending some more time with you. Thank you very much, Aaron, for the £10. Appreciate it.
It's payday today, Captain.
Oh, thank you.
So here you go. This will pay for your duty-free Pringles.
Pringles or Prignals, it reminds me of that video, Pregnant. I think so, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. I'll bear that in mind. I'm flying an empty aeroplane tomorrow, but maybe I'll go into the cart and take some Pringles and I'll leave £10 there for my airline. We'll see. Thank you very much, Aaron, for your £10 donation. Very, very kind of you. Peregorate, you know the video, I mean, list of it as a classic. Having issues with better pushback, I use the default one at the moment. I will get GSX, guys. I promise you I'll get GSX, and then I'll be able to push back in a more realistic manner there. Aaron, well, that typo was awful. I think you got the idea there, what you're trying to say. Right then, let's load up this FMC. So FMS1. Let's grab the sim brief profile as well. It's loud down here, isn't it? We'll press init, enter from to, and flight ID. So that's the perf init page. No, it's not enter from to. Oh no, I need to do position first. Pos init. There we are. So GPS position. There we are. That's in yellow. I don't know if I need to execute it. No, I don't. It just says simply set GPS to 1 left, sensor STS. Oh, there we are. Make sure it goes green. Now we go to put the routing in. So it's flight plan menu. When you have an FMS, it's completely different to what you're used to. It takes a bit of getting used to. So it's this one here, and then we want flight plan from to. Oh no, it's route. Flight plan. Where's route? Oh gosh. Verify you're now on the flight plan page and press execute. So I think now I can sort of cheat here. If I go to flight plan, here's the Simbrief flight plan, which I've imported. I think if I press set flight plan, it puts it in. Yes, it's done it. Didn't do that on my test sector. There we are. Test sector is why I test things. It didn't work, but I prayed it would work now, and now it's working fine. Oh no, SU13 just dropped. So what's going to happen now? It's only if I quit out it would be an issue, isn't it? So great, hang in with me, guys. Hopefully no issues whilst we fly. But anyway, I managed to get the routing in the FMC, which is great. That saved me a bit of time. I think I just need to select the SID. So we'll go here. It'll definitely be runway 20 based off the forecast winds here. 20, there's no SID, so we'll just execute that, and we're going to go direct to Neddle, our first waypoint, and then it's Quebec 41, which goes via thread to Ortac, and then Ortac 1 Juliet. So this ILS 26 and Ortac 1 Juliet. We're not flying any of the transitions, so execute. And flight plan. Oh dear. Where's the next page? Angler Jersey Centrefix. Well, probably won't go to Jersey. We'll probably go direct to the Centrefix, but I'll leave it in there now because I think the star terminates at the Jersey VOR. We'll probably self-position onto the ILS there. Please tell me you do that at work. We'll copy and paste the routing. Do not press Alt F4 under any circumstances. I won't. No, I have to put the routing in all the time, Sam Heaton. So the routing's all in. I'm happy with that. This aircraft is great, and the developers have done a lot here for you to sort of navigate the displays, because annoyingly all the controls for displays are down here, which for an add-on aircraft it's quite hard to sort of model here. So instead of having to click all these then look at the ND, they've made these click spots on here, which is quite nice. So you can select here sort of system there, that's the system, there's the map, there's the performance data, so you can sort of click where you need to find things, so it's quite useful to have that open. Maybe you could print it out as well for reference if you're using this aircraft quite frequently. So everyone's talking about SU-13. Maybe I should have delayed this stream by an hour. Right, so the routing's all in. Now we're going to do the performance. So it's perf init, and now I need to go to the weight page. Now what I'm going to do, again, you go to flight plan. Oops, freezes the plane. It's a bug. So be careful with this here. Now I'm going to set fuel, and you can see that moved the aircraft. Watch when I set payload. Set payload, and that's loaded the aircraft as per the SimBrief flight plan. So on SimBrief, I put it on a full load of passengers. So 68 passengers times by 83. It's put that much weight in here. The zero fuel weight should all equal the flight plan now, the ramp fuel as well. So the fuel we needed for this sector is 1458. If you look here, fuel used 540. Where's fuel on board? I'm trying to work out how to find how much fuel we have. Any ATR experts there? Okay. Fuel used, I don't want that. I want to reset the fuel used. Oh, but it's a bit annoying because the only way to sort of navigate through this is to use click spots. And it's trying to find all the click spots here. How do I get rid of the checklist? Clear. I just want to see how much fuel I've got in my tanks, that's all. Well, I can see how much I've used, which might have been from my test sector. Oh, is it over here? There we are. That's 710. 710 aside, so it's 1,420. It's actually not enough fuel, so we're going to have to put some more fuel in manually. So payload should be, oh crikey, load aircraft, so zero fuel weight, that's going to be fine. Empty weight's all set. Fuel weight, I just want to put an extra 30 minutes in, so this is burning 400 kilos of fuel 30 minutes, so I'm going to put 1,900 kilos. Start loading. Oh, there we go. I think that has done it. Yes, there we are. 930 aside. Excellent. Remember to reset fuel used after you sync the fuel load. Okay. And I think that's in here, isn't it? Reset fuel used. Is that okay now? So I've got 1900 in the tanks. There we are. FOB. And fuel used 0. I think that's all okay. Right, I'll go back. Aha, there we are. So I can now hold this down. There. What? 16572? Is the zero fuel weight? No, I don't want 16572. What? Flight plan. The zero fuel weight should be this, 2258. So now if I press set fuel and set payload, we'll try again. There we go, I've done a thing. 2544, which is what I'm expecting, 20.6, and 1900 kilos of fuel. There we are. That's all done. It's just a bit of a pain to have to go between the two. So that's all done. Perf init page now. I know this is very painful to watch. These are the speeds. We'll come back to that later, but we need to put the cruise altitude in, which is going to be flight level 120. And Perth. Verify V1, VR, V2 are filled. Yes. Then you go into this and takeoff data. Confirm takeoff data. There we are. 112. The speeds are now set, and they are the same as the FMC. V1 VR 112, V2 115, and these have gone green now. So I think they're all set. You can see 112 is bugged there as well. I think I've done it okay. Steve M, nothing if still running flight at Sim. SU13 will only happen if you restart or crash. Okay, I'll bear that all in mind. I'll try to do neither. Right, we've loaded the performance, we've loaded up the FMC, takeoff data confirmed in the MFD. I want to select this to magenta, so there we are. So the aircraft will now comply with these speeds. Set the local QH, which is 1014. Power management to takeoff. Remember, there's no RPM levers like on the Dash 8. It does it all automatically. It's an Airbus. Landing gear levers down. Flight directors verify on. So we've got FD, FD. Nav source as desired. So we want the FMC. So FMC, FMC1. Runway heading. Let's set that here. So taking off from runway 20. So it's 199 on the heading. I don't know how it is with the stream quality, but you might need very good glasses to be able to see the heading bug I've just selected. So 199 is there. Cruise altitude, there's no sit stop altitude here, so we're going to be going to the south. So after passing 500 feet, a slight right turn to T17 will just redirect to Neddle. So we'll put the cruise level unless we get ATC. So that's going to be 120. That's set as well. I think that's it at this stage. Is there anything else on the MCP I want to set? Heading out, pre-selector, speed mode, FMS to follow speed, weather radar standby, idle gate, verify ground, pulled. Yeah, it's pulled. Aileron rudder trim set to 0. Elevator trim set for takeoff. It's really cool. Look, there's a little magenta bug for you to set this to. Pac-Man. Ah! It's like a runaway. There we are. That's now set 1.1 up, which I think is on one of these anyway. He's got a little performance calculator. Yeah, 1.1 up is the takeoff trim we want to have selected. And the ATPCS test, I think this is some sort of fault test, but you move this to engine 2, engine 1. You can hear all the alarms go off, but you can't really look up at the same time. So that's done, and then you run the checklist here to make sure everything's set as well. So parking brake is set, altimeter set, landing elevation or leave it on auto, FMS common nav set, quantity we've got fuel 1900 kilos plus 30 minutes. Well, 1900 kilos includes 30 minutes. We've reset the fuel used, memo panel check, power management takeoff. Next is before propeller rotation, CDLS on. That's confirmed. Trim set, tail prop on board, doors closed, seat belts on, and beacon on next. And next is the before taxi checklist, I think. Yes, someone told me about this. You can is it right click? You can pop at any screen with right out. Ooh! Oh, that's massive! But I think what that's going to probably have done, because I've opened a window, it'll blank whatever you... Yeah, you can't see anything else if I open that, because it makes that the programmed course to see. So great for me, but not great for you if you're watching, unless you want to just see the instruments. So, that's really cool, Supercar. Thanks for pointing that out. You might have to reset fuel used again after setting fuel load from the EFB. Yes, look, fuel used 220. What a pain. Well, thank you for that. There we are, done again. Right then, so, is there anyone around here? I think it's just us. There's no some events going on. There's a yellow A320 van, Southampton Fire and Rescue available. So we're ready now for the engine start. So I'm going to see if there's any ATC. We've got an ATIS, and, oh, is this covered by London South? I'm loving it. Where's my phone gone? Let's have a look here on the VATSIM map. Oh my gosh, every airport's online in London. Apart from Southampton. Oh no, Southampton is online. Or is that just because the ATIS is there? On first contact, advise you have information, Delta. Yes, the doors. I'll get the doors, Jonathan. I'm not quite ready yet. I'm just seeing what the situation is with air traffic control. The London South Centre's online. Do London South Centre cover Southampton departures? I'll get the doors closed. Main door, chocks. Oh, no, not ground power yet. Excellent. Well, in that case, I'll contact London Centre. Now, I must apologise. I haven't got yoke cam set up today because I'm not using the yoke. I'm using the side stick with the Thrustmaster throttles. I don't know why. I just decided last minute to change. Just because I couldn't... I was a bit running late having to order the pest controller for the wasps. And I was like, oh, I haven't got time to get the yoke out. I need to start the stream. So the Airbus was, the joystick was all plugged in. Tut lie, got the checklist. Unbelievable. Goodbye. Yes, the doors weren't closed. London South Centre. Let's give them a call. 129425. Setting this radio tuning panel is a bit of a pain. There we are.
Port established. Localizer.
Probably covering a huge area.
Transavia A3 Whiskey, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descend 6,000 feet from the QNH 1014, Transavia A3.
I'll just grab the Southampton ATIS. So it's runway...
2733, reported passing altitude, climb now, flight
No, that's
4120.
Bournemouth, sorry, on the airport.
Passing 2,000 feet,
So Southampton, it's runway 20, surface wind 1908. It's 10k.
Whiskey, route Conan.
Oh guys, my phone's calling. I just need to answer so I think it's the exterminator. Hold on. 2 seconds guys, sorry about this.
4,000 feet.
Descend 4,000 feet, Transavia A3.
Goes towards a 7 descent of altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1014.
6,000 feet 1014, Sky 407.
16 descent 35 ATR, 3600, touchdown.
Position still approved.
First off, Descent 60.
EGHI 46, I'm holding for you. Alpha 3, Rapid Airport, 15
Roger, break, Transavia A3 Whiskey, descent of altitude 4,000 feet.
Descending to 4,000 feet, Transavia A3.
Roger, the Metal 41, speed 160 knots, or Russian speed 180 knots, greater.
Speed 190 knots, Foxtrot Lima, Hotel 41.
Griffin T to the 33, route direct to Rin T, climb to flight level 290.
Direct to Whiskey and climb flight level 1. Can you give it altitude?
290.
Climb flight level 290.
Transavia A3 Whiskey, speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Transavia A3 Whiskey.
Roger, you called earlier, I know, acknowledged it, please don't call again.
Delta 6124, ready for taxi.
Roger, break, Skyways 407, sliding 060 degrees.
Heading 060 degrees, Sky 407.
Transavia A4 Whiskey, turn I think 290 degrees, will establish localizer 26 left, descend on the glide path.
Left 290 degrees and when established on the localizer 26 left, descend on the path. Transavia A3 Whiskey.
Foxtrot Lima, Hotel 41, established localizer, LS 26 left, Foxtrot, yeah.
Roger, the Metal 41, speed 160 knots until 4 DME.
Speed 160 knots until 4 Lima.
Runner 195, fly...
Oh, guys, I am so sorry. Check out my Instagram, and that is why I had to just run off for a bit. So, just to change topic very quickly, this morning, noticed bees and wasps. They're wasps, sorry. And I was like, okay. And then we had someone come and have a look at them and said, yeah, you've got a bad wasp infestation. And then the exterminator called and said, please can you take pictures before I come first thing in the morning, because I discussed access isn't the best, yeah, he's going to check them out now, see if he can get them down with a broom, or if he's going to have to actually put scaffolding up. So yeah, it's something that I had to deal with straight away, because he was ringing and it was something there as well. So yeah, not ideal. I don't have an attic, thankfully, but they're all, obviously there's a large nest being built behind that brick wall there. So yeah, thank you very much for your patience there. Sorry for the delay as well. Refreshment vouchers will be issued to all of you waiting in the terminal still, but not that we are about to push back now or anything, so I hope you don't miss your flight. He's taking pictures of the Terminator, brilliant. Did I say, what else did I say? I can't remember, unbelievable. Yeah, that bill is going to sting, I think it is. I think I might have to have scaffolding up there to get at it, we'll have to see. Anyway, the wasp exterminator must be the bee's knees. Yeah, any more wasp-related banter, bring it in. In fact, I'll see if I can find a wasp sound effect to play throughout today's stream. Is there one in here available? Yes, there we go. That's me right now trying to stream. Right, anyway. Dear. Oh, so if Ota, okay, I believe you. If there's only several wasps, I don't know. Come on, guys, these wasps are entirely unnecessary. Ugh. Right, anyway, let's get out clearance, get out of here. I'll see if he calls back anyway. He might call back, and then I might have to go again at short notice. I'm already getting banter in through Instagram. Someone's just posted here. Someone that's actually a good friend of mine as well. Buzz. Yeah, brilliant. Keep it coming in. Not. Right, let me. Oh, now London South Centre's actually gone offline. Oh, great! In that period of time. So it is just going to be us and the bees and everyone in chat. So we actually have no ATC. So let's just go here. In my opinion, this is too large to be acceptable. Burn your house down is the only way. Right. Let me find my checklist. Anything else I've forgotten in the ATR? I don't know. Right, we're going to start the engine with GPU, no hotel mode. This is the recommended way of starting. At my base, there's ATRs there, and I often see them starting the engine with the hotel mode, so you can hear it starting up without the prop, but sometimes they've got the GPU plugged in as well. I'll try maybe a hotel start later. So beacon on, that can come on here as well. So on, is that flashing? Have I just turned it off, and was it on the whole time? Oh, it is on. It's just a very faint beacon. Should be a lot brighter than that, I should think there. So beacon's on. Engine 2 set. Engine start selector to A plus B. A or B. Alright, let's just do A and B. And then start. So I'll push this button. Start. Alright, verify NH increasing. NH 10%. Fuel lever to feather. I'm a pro pilot from England sitting in... What? I don't know what that was saying, Hergy. Right, feather at 45% NH, which I've already passed some time ago. Verify start to on light extinguishers. Oh, I don't even know where that is to look. On stabilised engine, verify DC Gen 2 fault light off. Right condition lever to auto. Where is the gen lights? It still says fault. Well, it's definitely started up. Oh yeah, I remember the very quiet external sounds on the ATR. He'd better behave himself when he comes over. Oh, yes, I'm sure all of you are well aware. Nigel's been a naughty boy. Oh dear, yeah. I won't share half the pictures memes that have been sent to me from my colleagues for the last 24 hours. Yeah, what a fool. Well, he's He's going to regret his actions. So that's all done. Engine start selected to off-board after engine 1. So we can now DC external power overhead panel off. So can I disconnect this now? Yes, I can. And can I disconnect that one as well? Yes, I can. So that's disconnected. Get rid of the ground power. And now obviously if you had the brake on you could push back as well, but we've got the aircraft engine running. We're all clear for pushback. Oh, an Alpaca Airways ATR. Very, very cool. Or is that a Dash 8? I don't remember. Right, so we're going to shift P out of here. Ah, yes, it's Barry and his aircraft caddy. Okay. You need to disconnect the external power on the overhead, then the gens will kick on. Got you, thank you. Yeah, I've turned that off now, and that seems to put them on there. Thank you very much, Dat Aviator. Really appreciate all the advice here with the ATR. And as I said, when we get back here, we'll have a full preview of the Southampton Scenery. I just wanted to do 2 seconds today. Will be more fun. Right. Oh, I'll take the parking brake off there for you. There we go. Oh, off we go. It's very close, isn't it? Seems to be chewing on his high of his jacket. Right, starting engine number 1. There we are. And H 10%. Feather. Oh, what was that ding for? I didn't know that last time. Fuel. Turbine temperature. NH. Oil pressure.
Minimums.
Just being careful because I've got to stop and push back.
Approaching minimums.
Cheers, Jessica Hunt. 18 months as a member. Thank you very much for your continued support for that entire period of time. Very, very kind of you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Right, I think that'll do. Let's shift P to end it. There we are. Set the parking brake. Auto. Probably should have done that a lot sooner. There we are. Low pitch. And you don't control the RPM at any time, do you? Albert, what is Alpaca Airways? Is it your own virtual airline? It's a community-led virtual airline. Sort of anyone can use it to stream along with me. Primarily, the members and I use it for our group flights, and well, you always used it. It was considered by the but one of the members suggested some time ago, and we've always used it. Will, the B movie, except it's a low-budget horror film set in the house of flight deck to sim. Brilliant. The old brickwork here is getting home for the bees. The wasps. Right, well, he's taking off his caddy. He's driving off into the distance. So let's now do our post-start flow. So chocks and tail prop. Well, yeah, we've removed all that. Engine 1 start. So after starting engines, overhead main panel verify. No off or fault lights. Correct. Engine start verify off. That's in the off position. Anti-icing not required. Anti-skid test perform. That's here. We'll... It's anti-skid, so I guess it's doing its test. Flaps to 15 for departure. ATC clearance obtain. And then for taxi, it's taxi lights on, which I'll turn on here. I think that's a taxi light. Yes, it is. Taxi and takeoff. Parking brake released, and then taxi. And I think we have a checklist to complete here as well. So before taxi checklist. So FWS... what is this? Recall? Done. Cockpit com hatch closed. I'm very sorry. What are these terms? CL1 and 2. Auto? Oh, condition levers. Condition levers, yeah. Anti-icing not required. TR. Ooh, transformer rectifier units. We've got those on the 737. They're checked, and I love how it brought the display up automatically. Anti-skid test I've done. Flaps 15. Nose wheel steering on. Procedure completed. Next is the taxi checklist. Lights on. Brakes check. FGCP FMA check, and we'll do a config test complete. There we are. I'll bring up the ND here. That's the ND, but I want the expanded, not the rows. How do I change the format? That's the one I want. Perfect. I think we're good to taxi now, guys. Seatbelts are off. There we are. Just testing you. Well done to Rick Fab there. I was testing you, and you're the only one that should have noticed this. Congratulations. Right, brakes released. I think it's as simple as adding power. Now we're off. So I'm using the Thrustmaster Boeing thrust levers with the Airbus side stick. Real mixture. Did you do a PA? Yes, Sam. Did you not miss it? Did you not hear it? Hello, Ed. Taki. I hope you're doing well. Perfect. Sounds are quite good. Yeah, 48 minutes in. Bear in mind I had to spend 10 minutes getting stuff sorted out, but I am apologising for that. I can only apologise for that. Oh, I should be on Unicom now, but I'm actually on London South, who then logged offline. So I'll just wait at the whole point here. Actually, you know, this airport only has one way to enter the runway, hasn't it? Is it via Bravo? Taxiing's not too bad. It's very Microsoft Flight Simmy, but it's acceptable. Got my Tobii eye tracker all set up now as well. I'll just wait here at the whole point for a second. Excellent. So we're at the whole point here. Let me just get Unicom up and running here. So the radio tuning panel. 122.8. Enter. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain to change frequencies, but there we are. We're monitoring Unicom, and I just want to check the map to see if there's anyone on final, because we are on the VATSIM network. Which one's the map? There we are. Looks all clear. Perfect. No one here on final. So I'll enter the runway, backtrack for runway 20, and then we'll do the sort of before takeoff checklist here. Does the ATR have silent stick? No, it has a control column. Yoke. So to be fair, I should be using my yoke here. I always say I use yokes for yoke cam and yokes when there's a yoke available in the real aircraft. But again, I can only apologise for that as well. Cockpit comm hatch is on the left under the captain's sight window. It's a little hatch that's used to pass paperwork through. I remember this actually, sorry. Yes, the document door. Someone did point that out to me. Pretty cool. Right, so left turn here. I made notes from my last stream that when you line up, make sure you set the magenta speedberg on. So we've got magenta speed, heading select, indicated airspeed, and LNAV if needed, and then power to notch for takeoff. So we want IAS. Oh no, wait, before I do that I need to push toga, don't I? So push toga, so yeah, GA, then IAS, and heading. There we are, so the aircraft flight directors will control the heading initially after takeoff. Thanks Anthony, 56 months as a member. It's no mean feat. What's a wasp's favourite film? Lord of the Stings. Oh dear, what a way of wasting your 56-month member ping. Thanks a lot, Anthony. Cheers, buddy. Oh dear. Right, I better do some checks here on an active runway here, and I've not done any checks yet. So, there's no actual checklist on the little ECAM display here. So normal takeoff we'll discuss here. Before takeoff, gust locks released. So yes, I've still got that on, so that can come off. Condition levers verified both auto, which they are. Make sure there's no errors here. So takeoff config warning test. Oh, that's brought up a little checklist here. Oh crikey, so I've got to check all of that before I take off. So I'll do that shortly. TCAS on. Oh, it's very fiddly and finicky, this aircraft, because everything is in this display here, so I should have done this before lining up. I hope no one comes on the runway here, because I do my 180 and I've got a lot of checks to do, and a lot of configuration changes to make, and a lot of it's in the aircraft. But I think this is the new extended runway is here. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll use all the runway available. Again, the detail looks very good around here. It does taxi quite nicely, and you can do nice steep turns. Look, well, it's understeering a little bit. I remember when we first flew in here, we took the 737-200, I think it was. One of my earliest streams, that was. That was with the Orbeck Southampton Scenery. Cheers, 2 tons! Ah, also wisely using your membership monthly ping there. He says Pants. Thank you very much. Right, parking brake is set here. Right, so let me just run this checklist. So TCAS, I've got to go in here. Oh my goodness me, Thank you, Aaron, for gifting many members. 5 members from Aaron. Thank you very much, Aaron Hewen. Very generous. Welcome, Scott, Jack, Game On, Ricard, and Joey Boa, who are all joining as members. Thank you very much. That was very generous of you, Aaron, there, who's only just recently joined himself. So thank you very much indeed for your support there. Right. So, oh my goodness, so we've got ND overlay. There we are. So, no. Oh. That's the fancy displays. I just want to set the squawk com. How do I put the transport? There we are. So we want 7,000. So 2,000 and enter. So 2,000 on. There we are. So transponder's on. Weather radar is now on. We'll put the tilt up as well. +5. I don't know if it's working or not. So that's all set, and now we'll run through this checklist here. So takeoff briefing performed, gust lock off, flight controls I'll check shortly. Boost function as required, airflow normal, cabin crew advised, engine bleeds on, exterior lights, yes, we best turn those on. Now we're on an active runway. Strobes can come on as well. Lateral flight director bar, centre, which it is, rudder cam, centre. Next is the before takeoff checklist. So as discussed, we're ready to go here on the runway. The departure is just going to be straight out, slight right turn to 17 and go from there as well. There's all the membership pings done too. And then it's direct to Neddle, so we'll use LNAV, and I'm following the guidance here on the takeoff from my last stream there. Oh, I'm so annoyed. There's all these pings going on here. Right, I think we're ready to go. Tokens in chat. I don't need to remember the timer. It'll do it for me automatically. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to mute this. There we are. Hey, did you ever think about doing Nice Bastion in the ATR? Maybe, Frank, maybe. Thanks, James Fred, 15 months as a member. If we're using these in St. Jokes, I bought 12 Bs. Was given 13 when I asked. It was a free B. Right, I'm out of here. Guys, tokens in chat. I'm going to line up, release brakes, power levers to notch, rotate 3 degrees per second till 10 degrees pitch, positive rate gear up, maintain V2 +5, and autopilot on at discretion. So before I take off, I'm going to take the brakes off. I'm just going to make sure I get these into the notch setting. So man. Still increasing the power here. I think that's in notch. I can't quite see. I think it's in man notch. It's really fiddly. Notch. There we are. We go. Right. 3, 2, 1. Brakes released. We are rolling. Airspeed's alive. There's 80 knots. There's the V-speeds on the PFD just appearing. Come on, V1 and rotate. Rotates nicely. And we're airborne. There's the timer starting to. Following the flight directors. Positive climb. Gears up. It's beautifully in trim. Make sure. Right, so I've got to wait until 500 feet. At 500 feet, we can route direct to Neddle. So there is 500 feet. I shall now select nav. We have LNAV and low. Follow the flight directors. Just going to maintain 120 knots. So that's V2 +5. We'll wait until 1,000 feet, and then I'll select indicated airspeed. So indicated airspeed is active. Oh, how do I get it to do 170? Ah, no, I need to select flaps up. There we are, flaps up. Now it's going to command 140 knots. Yeah, it's very Airbusy, isn't it? You've got to retract the flaps to update the pitch. Yaw damper on. Thank you for reminding me. I've got one eye on chat. 143 knots. But if I select VNAV now, and it's still wanting to maintain the pitch speed there. I'll carry on for now. I'm still commanding 142. Climb power coming in. There we are. Now it's pitching 170. So it's climb power you select to engage the 170. Got you. I think I did pretty good with that, with the help from you guys. There's the Isle of Wight ahead. Just turn on the Tobii eye tracking. There we are. There's the Isle of Wight on the left there. Stunning, isn't it? Oh, there's a white box around there. What? How you doing, Jim? Alright. Perfect. Very good. We'll climb straight up to flight level. So there's 3,000 feet. I'll just turn the Tobii eye tracker off there. So flaps are up. We'll set standard. So standard set. Let's get onto the flight directors. That's just me getting it in trim. Get it onto the flight directors. No input. Now we autopilot's engaged. Flaps are up, climbing up to 120 standard set. Let's do the after takeoff. Check this. So, power management climb, that's how to get the 170 knots, which I forgot to do. Power levers leaving notch, and after takeoff, check this. Gear verify up, which they are. Flaps are up, taxi lights can come off. Power management's climb, yaw dampers on, air conditioning is as required, anti-ice as required. Where's the pressurization? It'll be on one of the systems here, won't it? We'll have a look at that shortly. That's all set. We've only used 80 kilos of fuel. Look at this. And that's it. After takeoff, checklist complete. Run away. There's Southampton. We'll be there shortly. This is going much better than when I tried it yesterday. And it's a short flight, guys. You can see there's 120. Where's the zoom? And then top of descent's just here. So we've got a little cruise segment via ATAC as well. Guys, if you enjoy me flap around the ATR, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button as well. As I said, thanks to iniBuilds for providing me a copy of their Southampton Scenery. We'll be running a giveaway at the end of the stream once we're back at Southampton for your chance to winning a copy of that as well. iniBuilds will add that to your iniBuilds account free of charge there. And the usual giveaway will be ran via Nightbot, randomly selecting someone who answers a question in chat correctly. VNAV descent is still a bit hit and miss. I noticed that yesterday, David. It was sort of, when I gave it a shortcut, it sort of went all over the place. And also, when fully configured with the gear down, it still feels like a very slippery aeroplane to me. I remember on our second ever stream in this, or first stream, I can't remember. It was a second sector. It was all over the place. Now, after we've landed in Jersey, I will not be using the replay tool, and I will not be using any of the panel states, because I did that yesterday and it completely froze everything. If anyone could tell me how to reset the FMC as well, that would be greatly appreciated, because after landing it seems to still have data in from the previous flight. I could not load it in properly. No, Cat, so how well do wasps fare against a shotgun? Well, that blowing chunks of my house off. I don't think very well. Brilliant. The answer is wasp, isn't it? No. I'm looking here in chat. Oh, that's very good. They come here at the exterminators just text me saying, "We'll give it a go. Looks okay." 7 AM. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to bed. But yeah, tomorrow I'm, as you well saw at the start of the stream, I got a notification to go to work. I'm driving to an airport, and then it's about a 2-hour drive, a taxi most likely with a first officer as well. We're then positioning an aeroplane bag empty, and this is quite common this time of year. What my airline does prior to the winter months, they start moving aircraft around bases, so it's quite common to sort of position aircraft around for the winter sort of roster as well. So yeah, no taxi booked yet. We'll have to see there. But yeah, I won't have much time because, you know, I do take pictures of weather, but never during critical phases. So you know, with the length of that flight, I won't be able to take any snappies. Yeah, there's the Isle of Wight on the left. I have to say, Microsoft Flight Sim looking spectacular, isn't it? Really, really nice. Bryn said, I didn't quite hear you. Is the giveaway a jar of honey? Brilliant. And 170 knots, I think, is just the speed the ATR flies up at, isn't it? There's no other speed. I mean, I could set different speeds, but I think you just leave it in its climb mode. Or do I... What if I select VNAV? No, it doesn't seem to have a VNAV climb, but I think it just defaults to 170. And then when you level off, you just leave the power levers in the notch position and just let it accelerate to around 230 knots or so. Cam, must be a completely different experience flying an MT-737. Very different. Not much is really said in the flight crew training manual. All the guidance about the different weights of flying the aircraft at, but it doesn't really handle differently. It's just everything's much slower. So the approach speed coming in is around 115 knots. It's very, very slow. But also the point at which you can flare to land is it lowers considerably as well. You can get away with sort of flaring at 10 feet and you'll have a smooth landing, as opposed to one which is closer to max landing weight, where if you flare at 10 feet it's going to be very hard landing. So yeah, it's I don't mind doing it occasionally, and I'd rather. It's been a very busy summer for a lot of crew in every airline. A lot of airlines are very short of sort of pilots at the moment everywhere. We're talking low cost airlines like EasyJet and Ryanair, airlines like flag carriers such as BA, Virgin, Aer Lingus. They're all very short of crew, and when there's disruption there isn't much capacity for spare crew. So the fact that I've been rostered this already, I'm sort of glad, instead of getting a phone call very late at night to position somewhere and going out for the day. I'd far rather just leave at 5 o'clock in the evening, taxi, boom, fly an empty airplane, back in bed. So yeah, and then Saturday I'm in the sim in the evening, and then Sunday I'm off, and then Monday I've got an administrative day to do with my new job as well, going back initially as TRI, and then eventually TRE will be in a few months' time. I'm so excited to get back in the sim, guys. I've been making all my notes. I've got my old sim workbook out from when I was an SFI all those years ago. Really excited. 2 tons, is the taxi to airport the preferred travel method, or is it due to a flight to a designated airport? Not an option. Yeah, there's no way, there's no scheduled flight from where my base is to where I need to position this aeroplane tomorrow. But yes, if you have to travel vast distances, then yes, they'll put you on a scheduled flight. Anyway, they'll rent a car for you, just whatever you need to do to get there. That is stunning. That is really nice. I want to get this checked. I better take my lights off now above 10,000 feet. Fuel lights, it was just the system page. Just want to try and find the pressurization. So we've got hydraulics there, engine instrumentation. Here we go. So cabin altitude 1600 feet, 4.1 psi, slight rate of climb, 2 packs, recirc fans, oxygen supply. Lots of green, which is good. And there's the AC/DC distribution. It's not bad, this add-on. How much is it again? I can't remember what I bought it for. I was sort of a little critical of it yesterday, but it seems to be working quite well now. Oh, it's a heading up display. Ugh. So that's our track, that magenta line, but our heading's this. Just watch and monitor the level off, see what it does. Yeah, SG13 is out. I'm not using it, guys. I'm not using it. So there's Alt Star. Leveling off, and there we are. It's now going to accelerate to 215 knots, and I think the power just stays exactly where it is, and it sort of keeps accelerating until it can no longer accelerate. I don't think the weather radar's working. It's nice that they've got sort of a tilt on display and whatnot, but there's nothing appearing on the ND there. Sad to see that Dumbledore died today, passed away. More bad news. Oh dear, oh dear. Power management to cruise. Cheers, buddy. So, I guess that adjusts things like the prop RPM. I can't actually see any change, but it's in cruise. this. Guys, we are very close also to 90,000 subscribers, so if you're here and haven't subscribed, I would appreciate if you do subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot, but at every 10,000 subscribers, it's 50,000. We do a stream for charity. Timing of this isn't ideal. I tried to do the charity streams around at the 90,000 mark, but they usually take a lot of planning and preparation. Choice of charity, liaising with the charity, setting up a charity page, and the stream linking to that as well. Timing isn't great for this because, as I said, in 2 weeks' time I'll be in my training to go back into the sim, and then a check as well. But we're so close to that as well. I hope to get a couple of streams out between now and then too, but we'll let you know. There we are. Now I think this little yellow bug here, is there some sort of speed restriction for configuration? We've got, what speed is this yellow bug? It's around 185. 185 is the VLE speed? Is that flap? Flap 15 is also 185 knots. Okay, well it seems to be stabilised nicely at 215 knots. You can see here the arrival, the airway goes from Angler to the Jersey VOR, which is also the star, but we don't want to go to the Jersey VOR because that will put you onto a very short final. If I find here the approach chart for ILS 26, you'll see that the Jersey VOR takes you to sort of a 5.5 mile. I'd actually like to route to the centre fix. So what I'm going to do is just after ORTAC, delete the Jersey VOR, just go direct to the centre fix. Just give me a bit more time on final. So what I'll do is go to the flight plan page, clear, delete Jersey. There we are. So we're now routing Angler direct to the centre fix instead of the Jersey VOR. Just gives me a bit more time to get onto final and go from there. Into a bit of soup and muck. What is the temperature here? Do I need any anti-icing? Total air temperature 9 degrees. What anti-icing systems do we have on our turboprop? De-icing, we've got engine 1, engine 2, airframe, prop de-icing. Oh, let's have a little bit of everything. Oops. Fast, slow, if it's less than minus 20. Oh, crikey. Right. Well, that's going to help. Cheers, Gabrielle. Thank you very much for your support as a member and gifting a membership. Carl Dobby, on behalf of Gabrielle, you have received a month's subscription to the channel. Thank you very much, Gabrielle, for supporting the channel like that, and welcome, Carl Dobby, for your month's subscription. Why are we climbing? Where are we going, plane? Icing, angle of attack. What would one describe to me why we are climbing at 200 feet per minute when I have out hold on? Maybe I put on so much engine anti-icing it feels the need to climb a little higher. Yes, it would seem the aircraft is not doing a good job here. Navigraph still up, thank you. Why is it doing this? What have I done? What? Climb. Why are you climbing? Let me just... Right, where's vertical speed? Vertical speed. Let me just descend in vertical speed down back to 120, see what happens. Let's just see if it goes out star again. That's unusual. Well, it's climbed completely on its own to 400 feet above. If it was the Q400, you would need to select out select. Surely an Airbus design plane. There we are, out star. It's captured 120. Maybe it just wanted to go a little higher on its own. Oh, there's the English Channel below. Oh, it's doing that, getting more Airbusy by the minute. Right, stay there. Right, let's start setting up for this approach. So as I said, the start, we've just modified it slightly. Instead of Angler to Jersey, we're going Angler to the centre fix. Centre fix is slightly east of the Jersey VOR. There's no real terrain issues here. We're over the English Channel. We have France just off here to the east. Let's have a look at the ILS chart. On to 26. Got a nice crosswind for today. Let's pin this approach here. So we're going to route direct to the centre fix shortly. The frequencies are 110.3. Now, I tried yesterday to do it automatically because I think there's like a auto mode. So I pressed comms or whatever it was, nav. I set the ILSs to auto, but it didn't change over. It didn't change over to the ILS, so I'm sort of doing it manually. Unless, again, someone can tell me otherwise. So I'll put 1103 here. I'll deselect the auto. 1103, deselect the auto. I should think it's something I did wrong. But being an Airbus, I anticipated that it would deal with that automatically anyway. But I've selected the ILS 110.3. The courses are 263. So again, I think the only way to set the courses is to go to heading select. And prior to glide slope capture, you have to go to the heading select mode anyway. So if I put that to this, I'll now quickly set the course, which is 263. And isn't it? This I think is similar to the Dash 8, isn't it? (263). Right, FMS1, and nav. There we are. So frequencies, courses are set, and the minimums are 472. Oh, I am correct. It's a rare thing when flying a different aeroplane. So yeah, the only way of setting this up is to actually temporarily go to off LNAV, go to sort of a basic mode like heading, set up your frequencies, and we'll set your courses up, and then back to LNAV. I think, is that the only way that you can do that? Bad design, bad design. Let's just check the minimums for this approach. 472. So let's press that 472. Always rounded up to the nearest 10 feet. So 480. Has that synced up? It has 480. I've got the sync feature on. So frequencies, courses, minimums. Yeah, as I was saying, Steve, over seriously fiddly. This aircraft is, I think, a very good rendition of the ATR, but it is a very fiddly plane. You're having to go down here to control things on this display here, click spots here. It is a bit fiddly, but it works. You just got to sort of know where to look. Frequency courses minimums, MSA 1900. We're going to self-position onto the ILS. RVR required 550 metres, not an issue today. Missed approach, climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet. Once we're there, we'll make a left turn heading south and as directed. So if there's no ATC, we'll self-position for another approach. Let's have a little look at the airport itself. So it is a short runway, but for the ATR, no problem at all. We'll see if we can vacate at Echo. If it's Echo, it'll be a left turn, straight onto stand. This is just default airport, guys. There was some UK 2000 scenery, but I didn't bother. So there's no markings, taxiway markings or anything. We'll just park. I think we'll go for stand 6 rather than the corner there. But if we can make Echo, that's great. If not, Delta onto the April wave. I'm confident we'll make Echo today. Right, there's the left turn. We're overhead Angler. Overhead AUTAC, making a left turn direct to Angler. I think we've set up everything we need to do. Just to let you know, I am referencing this checklist as we stream. Cruise, we've done all this. Top of descent. Enter approach and landing data into the FMS next. So let's go down here. That is under the perf page, I believe. We'll just select these speeds. Approach speed, activate. Do I do that now? No, you don't. You nincompoop. Deselect. Yes, back to 170. So I'll press activate when we get closer, and these are the speeds we'll fly, just the standard speeds. I think that's the actual wind here, ground wind you can adjust, but I know this aircraft has oodles of performance available. So that's all done, and we've entered the ILS frequencies into both nav radios. So the checklist actually says do that, so maybe you can't do it automatically. So power levers as required in the descent. We'll leave the power management in cruise. Speeds 240 knots in the descent, so we'll accelerate. And then the VNAV profile is 3 degrees. So I guess that defaults to 3 degrees. How do I actually find that out? RMS. You can get frequencies here. That's quite useful. And the nav aids as well. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Right, well, wish me luck in the descent. When we get closer to top of descent, we'll just set a lower altitude and see how it works. Kevin says, according to Wikipedia, max range for 737 MAX is 3,300 to 3,850 nautical miles. It is it does have credible performance when empty, especially as well. David Bartley, great idea. For short trips, I preset the course before departure for the ILS coming up. Very good idea. Now, another question for any ATR experts. When we fly the 737 on a non-precision approach, or any approach using the FMC, and we use VNAV, it goes into what's called an approach logic, and this allows you to set the missed approach altitude without the aircraft levelling off. I tried flying yesterday an RNAV approach. As soon as I set the missed approach altitude on the approach, though, it levelled off. How do you stop it from doing that, or do you just have to set the missed approach altitude in the event of a go around? I don't know if anyone can answer that for me, but I would be interested in knowing. Oh no, push to sink, haha. So wind's coming from the right, we're heading 190, our track is this magenta diamond. Approaching top descent here as well, we can zoom in slightly. Unfortunately, there's no way of having any fixed rings here. Very nice. Oh, I'll need to take this aircraft onto a gnarly VATSIM event. That's what we need to do. That'll be very amusing for all of you. So I'm guessing it's staying in icing angle of attack logic because I've used the engine anti-ice during the flight. The 737 does the same. There we are. That's northwest France down there. I did see there was a number of flights a day from Southampton to Jersey on this very aircraft. Steve, oh, wish me luck on descent. Not something you want to say after forgetting the mic is still on. I've not said that on a PA yet. Nambuza said flew on a Max for the first time yesterday. I never realised they had the extra doors at the back. I presume that's for the extra seats they've crammed in. Yes, there's a requirement on certain configured Maxes with the amount of seats for an additional emergency exit row. And I think the Max 10 will have another one as well. Slightly off track here. It's in LNAV, but it seems to be 0.2 of a nautical mile off the track. Should be nailing it. Right, well, I'm approaching top of descent. Let's set 3,000 feet. There's the altitude bugle. And what happens if I select VNAV now? VNAV indicated airspeed. Oh, we're going down, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and now it's gone back to outstar. What is it trying to do, I wonder? I swear yesterday I had a sort of a little bit of a VNAV profile. Andrew, is this an actual route used in real life? Yes, it is. Oh, there we are. There's the VNAV profile. Better late than never. Let me select VNAV again. VNAV path. There we go. I might just have to reduce a bit of power. Just maintain about 240 knots, so I'll leave it in manual. I hope I'm doing a reasonably good job. Let's see how accurate this VNAV is. It should be bang on because we've got a 2,000 feet above. That should put us onto a 3-degree path here. VS is 500 feet per minute when VNAV once it's captured. Thank you, Tyson. Looks like I've captured it now, so 1,400 feet per minute is the target, and we're doing 1,400 feet. And I'll ensure we do 240 knots. I think the FMC commands 170, but to check this says do 240. And when we're 20 miles out, we'll decelerate to 200, 210 knots. Yes, so the only way to fly onto the ILS is activate the approach speeds, switch to heading mode, select Vorlock 1 as the nav source, so via ILS I guess, then select approach mode. So you cannot be in the FM mode to intercept an ILS. Oops, speed. Take a bit more power off here. Pitch. Oh, look, it's got into some sort of Airbus save the day mode. Pitch hold. That's quite cool. So that must be some sort of reversion mode. Anyway, back to VNAV path. That's pretty cool, because it was obviously not happy of me approaching VMO. It went out of VNAV into pitch hold. Pretty cool. If you ain't clacking, you're slacking. You got it, Matthew. Hope you're doing well. Right, passing 10,000, 9,000. Or 3,000. Let's do the post-cruise checks. Lights on. There's no APU. Pressurization, we already checked. It's all good. Seatbelts. We've been on all day. There's nothing high on the cam display. I have to take off checklist. Descent checklist. FWS recall, landing elevation automatic. Decision height I've set. We've done the arrival briefing, procedure complete. Next is the approach checklist. Seatbelts are on, lights are on, altimeter's checked, cabin altitude checked. Next is the before landing checklist. There we go. Oh, it's looking a bit dull out there, isn't it? Oh, look at the lights. That's superb. That's so cool. The French part of the machine is not working properly. Very nice. What's the latest weather like in Jersey? We don't actually have any ATC at the moment. But looking at the latest METAR in Jersey, what do we have waiting for us? We have a slight tailwind, it would seem now. 150 at 17 knots. So we've got a 6 knot tailwind, that's okay, and a 16 knot crosswind, 18 degrees. Very windy then. Aviator, you've been enjoying the aircraft a ton lately? Been taken out almost every night. Very good. Anything major I've forgotten? Let me know, please. Steve says doing really well in a non-intuitive aircraft, I reckon. I think I'm doing okay. Again, whenever I fly into anything that's different, it does take just an hour or two, you know, just to sort of see how things are. I did one flight yesterday, lots of issues, lots of buggy issues. Went on the forums and sort of I'm avoiding what I know causes crashes, which are clicking things here. As I said, I'm not going to do... Oh, that's fantastic. Not going to do any replays on this first sector here, just to avoid any problems. Thank you to Aviator. Martin, good point there. The fonts are really small. And there's another aircraft that's like this, and that was the first commercial jet airline to be Reese Payware, the Aerosoft CRJ. It is small, and you really need a big monitor. And sort of when I'm sat here in this default view for you guys to watch, how are these numbers? Because I'm finding them difficult to see. So no doubt when streaming, the quality is reduced further. You guys are probably going to struggle as well, because I can barely see anything. So for me, it's not a good aircraft. What on earth's going on here? I need to reduce my speed as well. So let's go to idle and let's see how the aircraft slows down. Yeah, that's better. I think when it was released, it was really slippy. Yeah, it's impossible to read. Yeah, well, I'm struggling. So how on earth are you guys meant to see anything? I can sort of zoom in a little bit, but then I won't be able to see out the window. It's just a limitation with this aircraft. Now that drag is much better, much better. I love how on this checklist, just to show you here, look, it says replay tool as required. It reminds you to use a replay tool. It's brilliant. Ah, look at how quickly it slows down now. Much better. Right, so we're going to self-position onto the ILS now. So what I'm going to do is match the heading. We're going to go to heading select, and we're going to deselect FMS. There we are, glide slope's coming alive. I'll give myself an intercept heading shortly. I'm below 185 knots, so I'll select flat 15 shortly. Check traffic, Captain. There's an aircraft just in front of you. Okay, looks alright here for now. Give myself an intercept heading. This is working out well. The VNAV's done a great job, and now it's in pitch hold, so we're going to use vertical speed. Take a natural flops, and we're just going to maintain 170 knots. And I'm going to use VS to finesse onto the ILS. Oops, a bit more of a heading needed there. Very good intercept heading. And we'll arm approach. Where are you? Approach arms. There we are. Oops, 170 knots I want to maintain. We'll descend down to 2,500 feet so we don't level off. Ah, look at this! CDA from the cruise level. The ND's a bit of a mess, but it should be centre fixed to Fox. That's where we're going to hit 2,500. I turned 48 earlier this month. I can't see it even on a 27-inch monitor, 1440p. Oh, look at that. Localizer glide slope capture. Shape about the aggressive dive, not to the ILS, but it's there. Missed approach altitude, 3,000 feet set. Not bad. Can't teach it. Oh, that's a real problem in real life when you get the sun right in your eyes like that. Nice 36 knot crosswind to deal with. Let's match the heading. Perfect. That's set to the course. There's the runway straight ahead. 2 reds, 2 whites. So on the approach here, activate approach speeds in the MCDU. Perf. I think it's done it automatically. It has. It's not slowing down now as well. And next is flat 15, which we've done landing gear down below 170 knots. Well, we're still 5 miles out, so we'll configure in a little bit. Power management to take off once you drop the gear, thank you. So I'll drop the gear now below 170. Power management to take off. Oh, look, it's updating all the speeds for me. That's superb. And then below 150 knots, we can select the landing flap. So we'll just maintain 140 foot. Oh, look at this. I've got a 34 knot crosswind here. Yikes. See, I'm idle now and it is slowing down much better. Flat 40, and there's, look, it's bugged all the speeds. Very Airbusy. Does it have GS Mini like the 320? Right, let's quickly rattle through this. So cabin advised, gear 3 green, flaps are full. TCU low speed done. Yep, exterior lights are set. Next is the landing checklist. So we're at our final approach speed, fully configured. Yeah, it's improved a lot, and well, if I can get it from A to B, anyone can. Right. So the flare 30 feet idle, flare at 20 feet, main wheel touchdown reverse. The reverse here is like an arrestor hook on an aircraft carrier. Right, disconnecting the autopilot. My aeroplane. So there's no yoke cam here. Just control the speed. I've got a 28 knot crosswind at the moment. Follow the flight directors. The flight directors are very sensitive, going a little bit fast here. 112 knots is my final speed. I'm reducing the power now. Being a turboprop, everything's sort of a bit delayed, and like a, or you have a lot of prop wash over the wing, sort of in a jet. It's sort of, you get the chain. If you add thrust, you get the speed instantaneously. I don't know if that's the same. Remember, I've never flown a turboprop in my life. I'm happy with the speed. On localizer, on glide slope. When you have a crosswind like this, you want to position the window, or the cockpit, upwind of the centre line, which I'm struggling to do here. I'm ignoring the flight director. It's telling me to turn right, but I feel like I'm actually slightly left here. I've got a 26 knot crosswind now.
500.
Checked. A little bit high. A little bit fast, so let's do something about that nice and early. Remember, any corrections you want to make as early as possible. Speed's good. The flight, I'm just not trusting the flight. I'm ignoring the flight directors. I'm only looking outside now.
Minimum.
Checked. Ooh, it's very bumpy here. I mean, I'm making no inputs of the stick and it's all over the place. Checked.
Minimum.
Continue.
Minimum.
Continue.
100.
Checked.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Idle.
10.
Right rudder. Oh! Ooh! I got full left. I got full left. Full right rudder. I've got full right rudder. I've got full right. Ah! Oh god, this sim. Oh my days. I had full right rudder, and it was still turning left. Oh dear. Full right rudder. Right, we've made it. Very runny butter. I forgot to turn on the landing rate calculator as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jersey. I had full right rudder, and it was just shooting off to the left. I then applied some brakes to see if I could get some differential braking in, but it did sort of work. It didn't work very well. When full right rudder isn't enough, time for differential braking. Well, no, that's what I started braking Romulus with the hope it would apply differential braking. Maybe it did. Shame no replay, no. Well, we'll do it for Southampton, just because it doesn't work very well here, and I'm very sorry. But I think the landing was pretty good. Nice little D-crab, right up to touchdown. It was nice, but the rollout was pants. I'm sorry. I know it's a strong crosswind here. What is the crosswind limit for the ATR? You know, is it actually... I should have had enough rudder authority. You saw it. I was shooting off to the left, and I had full right rudder, and it was still turning left. Did you release your crosswind aileron inputs? That won't make any difference with the rudder input, but no, I went aileron into wind as well. When it started rolling, I had full aileron too, so it was a little inclement. I mean, I'm not a perfect operator of this aeroplane, but you know, I'd expect a certain reaction with the inputs I'm making, and it's not what I was getting. Right, anyway, this was the stand I said I was going to take. I'll take the second right now, because there is a van here. Do excuse the default. Jersey Scenery, and we'll take a right here. I don't know any of the clean-up flow. I've put the flaps up. When we get on stand, we'll do the rest here. Right. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Right, parking brake is now set, and now let's just do the flow here for the shutdown. I forgot to put on my taxi music. There we are. So after landing, taxi lights can come on. Well, no, it can come off now. Landing lights off. Strobe lights off. Probe and window heat can come off. Anti-icing off. Flaps are up. Trims reset. Let's set something sensible then. Put it in the middle of the green band. Rudder on trim I've not touched. Gust locking gauge. There we are. Transponder to standby. Do bear with me, guys. Com, nav, serve. There we are. Transponder. 2000 standby. Weather radar 2 off. TCAS is also off, I believe. Yes, if it's off there as well. So parking brake set, power levers to ground idle, and then condition levers to feather. So I think you then let them feather for a short while before turning the fuel on or anything. I'll get some ground power connected now. They're feathered. So aircraft, no, I need to close this aircraft. Ground power connected. On. Oops. On. I'll let the aircrafts continue to sort of stay in the feathered position for another few seconds. Perfect. Oh, tower's online. Oops, I'm now on stand. Well, maybe for the next sector out of here we can get some ATC. Right, there we are. We're on the ground power now, so EFB for the GPU, and then you can move the fuel levers to shut off. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jersey. Passenger signs off, and we'll leave it configured like that. Cool. There we are. Yeah. Let's have a look here in chat here. On that landing there, yeah, shame I hasn't got a replay there. It was so nice. It actually handled really nicely using the side stick all the way to touchdown. And on touchdown, we had a really strong crosswind from the what was it? Right, or I can't even remember now. I'm just having a little look here on the map, so I get all my bearings here correctly. So we've got a strong crosswind coming in from the left. So the aircraft was weathercocking. Wait, this is all backwards to me. Is it doing this thing where it was working backwards? I was just trying to see what happened. Yeah, the aircraft was going left. Yeah, that's all. It was acting correctly. So the aircraft was weathercocking to left. I had full right rudder, like this, I was on that rollout like that. I had full right rudder at 100 knots still, and the aircraft was going left. Left. You know, so as just said, the max demonstrated crosswind for this aircraft is 35 knots. The crosswind here right now, the exact crosswind, is 16 knots. You should have more than enough rudder authority. This is a big rudder on this aircraft. I was doing this, and it was still going left. Aileron input. Wind was coming from the left. Because of that rudder, the aeroplane wants to roll to the right, so I had full left aileron. Well, it's not working, so I think the aircraft's depressurised the hydraulics now. But I had full left aileron, and still it wanted to come up. And it does this on so many aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. The flight control physics are just... They're not... They just need improving a lot. But we got down. I don't think we struck a prop or anything like that. We're in one piece. We're alive. The passengers are walking off as we speak here. A little shaken. But they'll be absolutely fine. So what I'm just going to do is... Yeah, so I'm going to go have a quick break. My question is, how do I reset this FMC? If anyone can answer that, if anyone here has done multiple sectors in this aircraft, because if you select a panel state at the moment, one of these, it just breaks the aeroplane. It's unusable. So I'll leave it as it is. We'll come back after 5 minutes or so, around 5:45 UK. Thanks a lot for that intermission, guys. Just had a quick break, stretched my legs, and got myself some water. We're all set up. Well, I say we're all set up. We've got to still set up, but we've back in the sim. I've not touched it because obviously the sim updates happened during the update as well. But I haven't touched the aircraft since I just left you a few minutes ago. In fact, I could just see the anti-collision lights still flashing on the aircraft. We'll now do the return sector then. Jersey to Southampton. Flight time about the same, 40 minutes. Call sign now is Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha. We do actually have ATC here, which is pretty cool. And we'll go from there, and then we'll check out the Southampton scenery as well on behalf of iniBuilds, which is what this stream is built around. Anyway, here is the ATR 72-600. Overall, got us here nicely in one piece. It was just that landing rollout was, yes, interesting. But there we are. Aircraft's looking good. The exterior model is very, very nice here. Anyway, yes, they have a big cargo door here, don't they, at the front? And then I think you have to get on at the rear, which is why they have that pole, I think, at the end, so it doesn't tip over. Yeah, the exterior model is very nice indeed. Anyway, let's pop on into the cockpit. Smooth transition, just like that. There we are. And as I said, it's as I left it. Now, I see someone here discussed about clearing the FMC. So yes, the FMC still has elements of the previous sector in here. So if I go, for example, to performance, you can see here, look, speeds are preset as well. Flight plan, has present position, I think. The fuel on board, again, I've not touched anything. Why have I got 1900 kilos of fuel? I've not touched a single thing. It seems to refuel itself and go from there. Captain, I would recommend restarting. Really? You should be able to do multiple sectors on an add-on like this. Or does it just break the plane? Oh yeah, a lot of people have said restart. I would restart the sim clean. Really? Is it just not going to work? To be fair, I could not get the engine started yesterday. Let's have a look here. So maybe let's firstly go to position here. Where do I get the data into the FMC? So FMS1. Let's see if, because the first thing I noticed yesterday here when I went to init and then flight plan init, route or init. I want init then pos init. No, it seems to be working. Yesterday when I did this, it didn't accept it. So maybe if I do that, it will reset things. Let's give it a go. I have done 2 sectors from this. It's buggy when you try to do multiple It's buggy when you try to do multiple legs without restarting. Okay, why is a premium add-on buggy? You should be able to smash out sectors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's just carry on and see what happens. I don't have time to restart it and go from there without it wanting to do a sim update and having to wait for that to be done. So I've put the new position in. Everything else on the overhead panel's all set and configured. I've not touched anything else. The only thing I've got to turn back on is the window heat and probe heat. We're already on the ground power. We do have ATC here, so let's actually grab the ATIS and the clearance just to make sure the audio is working and go from there. So let's get the ATIS active. See if that's working.
And
Advise aircraft type on first
Let's grab
contact.
the weather then.
Jersey Information Yankee. Time 1620 Zulu. Runway in use 08. Transition level flight level
It's the other runway in use
65.
now.
Surface wind 150
Yep.
degrees 17 knots. Visibility
This could
10
be interesting.
kilometers or more. Fuel at 600 feet. Temperature +18. Dew point +17. QNH 1012. QFE 1003. Acknowledge receipt of information Yankee.
Perfect.
And advise aircraft type on first contact.
ATR. Was it an AT-76, I think is the
Jersey
code.
Information Yankee.
Right.
Time
Well, maybe if I carry on and if it's bugged and it breaks, you can send it to developer and say, look, you can't do multiple sectors in this aeroplane. But look, it still has like a localizer, and glide slope all here. So, you know, how do I, if I turn the flight directors off, it doesn't actually get rid of the FMAs. How do I reset the FMAs? Should I just pressing that heading? There we are. I've pressed lots of buttons. I'll push the go around button again. Right, so we've got the ATIS, runway 08 now in use. I've updated the Scenery flight plan, so let's press import OFP. There's a new flight plan back to Southampton. We'll be landing on 20. Let's press set flight plan. So set flight plan. Right, it has now... Yes, talking about buggy. Where's it gone? I saw something there. Execute? What? Oh, yeah, this is not good. 1 Juliet Echo. No. Let's try again. Set flight plan. Right. It's not putting any of the flight plan in, just departure and arrivals. How premium from 1 through 10 are we talking? 6, a low 6. Right, well, it's not put any of the routing in. Execute. Let's just do it manually then. So sim brief. It worked perfectly last time. Fetch this. This is the new flight plan. 2 Sierra Alpha. So runway 08 now. So if I select this 08, it'll be an AURTAC 3 something else now. AURTAC 2 Bravo is the other one. None. Execute. So we've got Angler, AURTAC, and after AURTAC it's Quebec 41 thread. So I think we'll select AURTAC, Airway, Quebec 41, 2, thread. There it is. Execute. So that's in. Now what's happened? Airways, thread. After thread, it's the thread 1 Sierra, so we'll select that. ILS 20, thread 1 Sierra. It's the SAM 1 transition. Execute. So we've got SAM, outbound 8 miles, that's all correct. I remember seeing on the plan log, and go from there. Fly without the flight plan, just do it by hand, we'll see what happens. So the routing is now in, we've got the arrival as well. Let's just make sure the fuel's all working here. So for this sector, it seems to have loaded automatically 1900 kilos of fuel somehow. So I don't know how it's done that. We'll go here to set fuel, set payload, and then aircraft, or what is it here? Load aircraft. There we are. So fuel weight, we'll take again an extra 30 minutes. That's 350 kilos on top of that. Let's call it 1500. So fuel 1500. The zero fuel weight should be the same, 20.6. Enter. Oh no. There we are. 1500. Do I have to start loading? So now should have 1500 and the payload as well. There we are, 1500. It has reset the fuel used for me, but I will press it again anyway, which is down here, which is the click spot for. Right, so reset fuel, and then takeoff data confirmed. There we are, so we've got the V-speeds reset, 109 there. So that's done. So performance is set, enter zero fuel weight, so that's under perf in it. Weight, so we'll hold down this for the updated zero fuel weight. No, that's not it. 16572. Why is that reset that to right. Flight plan. Set flight plan. Set fuel. Ramp fuel 1106 performance. Payload. Load aircraft. Why is this reset? It's just really... I just don't like it. 1500. And the 0 fuel weight, I've just put it in manually. What was it off the flight plan? It's meant to sink in nicely, but as you guys have pointed out in chat, and what I found out yesterday, multiple sectors, after the second sector, it just doesn't work properly. It just can't do, which is a shame. You don't want to have to leave the sim to go back in it. For me, I think you lose a bit of immersion from doing that. Right, start loading. Load aircraft. Set takeoff trim. Right, I think that's in as it's green. So let's go back to perf. Perf in it. Wait. Hold this down. 24. No! It's gone back to 16,572. I've just set it to 20. Right, I'm leaving it as it is. It's just, I've got 1,500 kilos. Well, now it's gone down to 1,469. 1460, 1106. I'm just going to leave the weight as where it is. It's just a premium aircraft you pay a lot of money for, and it just doesn't work. It's very frustrating. Right, trim 1.4 units up. That's already set. We're taking less passengers. Just you'll have to stay behind the rest. Performance is done. V speeds next. So perf page, and the V speeds are set 104, 104, 110. They are blue, and we'll leave it on the FMS. And you've also wiped the flight plan. You remember the Simpsons episode where the clown guy with the big feet, he keeps hitting broomsticks and they smack him in the face and he goes, that's exactly how I feel right now. Yeah, it was cheap, you're right, Skayson. It wasn't an expensive add-on, but that is really shining through today. 08. You pressed it on the SimBrief loader, so it did what you asked it to do. What? Put the load... Yeah, but if I press it... That then, clear temporarily. I go here, flight plan. Here's the full flight plan look. Import OFP. If I press set flight plan... Freezes the sim. But it just puts here... Where's the rest of the routing go? On the first sector, it was perfect. The whole routing went in here, but this, it just seems to... delete it, or not put the routing in. 08, AUTAC 3, AUTAC 2 Bravo. That's in. Execute. After AUTAC, we're going to have the airway. AUTAC Quebec 41. Quebec 41 to thread. I'm not changing any weights or moving anything. Why would it delete it if you reselect something in the EFB? Execute. Departure arrivals. No, flight plan because it's an Airbus. You have to go to here. ILS20, thread 1 Sierra, SAM 1, execute. Right. All in, SAM, we've got discontinuity, so after AUTAC, Quebec 41 thread, it is direct to thread, basically. Needle, SAM, the VOR, 8 miles outbound onto the approach there. There we are, so that's all done. So we're not going to press any of those weights. We've got the V speeds, 104, 104 set. We're going to leave that now. So takeoff data confirmed. I'll just press here, confirm. And the thrusters all set. Oh, where have the speeds gone? There we are. But I think I pressed it too many times. Altimeter set, power management to take off. We've got the flight director set on, so we have FD and FD. Icing angle attack should reset every sector. Runway heading, so it's now the reciprocal runway. So let me load the flight plan in SimBrief, import flight from SimBrief. The brand new one, which I registered today. So the runway QDM now is, selecting the airport chart, off 08083. So bear in mind this is the wrong way because it's the other SID, but that's fine. I think I can actually change that here, can't I? ORTAC. What's 08 now? Other departures, ORTAC. Runway 08, add to route. There we are, so it's now got the correct SID selected, and it's the ORTAC to Bravo. So runway heading off this runway is 083, so we'll set the heading to 083. Damn whoever suggested to fly this plane in Discord. No, I'm joking. Look, it's okay. It's going to be definitely the best ATR available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So 083 is the heading. I know someone said about the courses. I'm going to save a bit of time here. So someone said set it to Southampton courses. So I'll do that now, so I don't have to worry about it later. ILS20, so the course is 199. I liked whoever suggested that. That was a great idea, so I don't have to faff around later, because we're not going to be doing a raw data departure event for later on. That's set up for the ILS. So 199. Oh god, I can barely see it. You guys, how you can see, I have no idea. So 199 over to the FMC. This course is set to 199 over to the FMC. So courses for the arrival are set, and then for us it's runway heading, climb straight ahead to 1800 feet before turning. Oh no, we're a prop. So climb straight ahead to 900 feet before turning, and then at 900 feet left turn to Angler. So flight plan, we've got 1800 feet. Okay, so the ATR's, it's trying to be like its A320 brother, and it's defaulted to 1800 feet, which is for a turbojet. How do you change the conditional waypoint to 900? I have absolutely no idea. So I won't use LNAV, I'll use heading select. At 900 feet I'll manually turn and just route direct to Angler, which is straight ahead, 5,000 feet to stop altitude, but we'll get our clearance shortly. So that's done. Taxi, pretty straightforward. If I bring Navigraph up again for you. So I'm going to start engines, power back, and taxi Bravo, and then Bravo 1 for runway 08. Let's grab our clearance, and then we're all ready to go. All the request engines start on stand. Hold on, I might have to update my push to talk button because I'm using the stick. Yes, bear with me. I just need to go to my vPilot settings. Push to talk. Set up a new button. There we are. No, it's... There we go. And I've got tower active here. No, I don't. Let's set that how I've still got the ATIS. Your patience in chat is extraordinary. Stop faffing around this aeroplane. Right. Jersey Tower, hello. It's the Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha and AT76. Compilated information QNH1012. Departure clearance to Southampton, please.
Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, good evening. Cleared Southampton. ORTAC 2 Bravo departure, squawk 1205.
Cleared to Southampton, ORTAC 2 Bravo, squawk 1205, Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha.
Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, read back correct, and when ready, call push and start.
Wilco, Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, thank you. So 5,000 feet, that's the stop altitude on the SID. ORTAC 2 Bravo with just brief, and the squawk, which is under nav, and then... No, it's not. Where are you? Is it under com? RMS. No, I'll do it under this one. RMS. Well, there's several ways to get to it. 1205. And I'm going to put it on... How do I take it out of standby? Yeah, this is... It's just trying to find everything you need. It's tricky. Com. Nav. ADF was it under? NVS. Traffic. Oh no, on airport displays on there. ADF. Oh, it's cool it has all this, but it's just a bit fiddly and finicky to use. Right, I just need to work out how to put my transponder on. I've got frequencies there. I'm waiting for the ATR pilots in chat to tell me how to put the transponder onto out off, but I can do it. I can do it here anyway, and I've done it manually in VATSIM.
Blue Island 558, good evening. Pass your message.
There we are. Oh, Blue Island. They are doing a lot of flights around here. Okay, so I've done all this.
ATR 7600, Innovation Yankee, Chris IFR clearance to East Midlands.
Perfect. He's going to East Midlands. So beacons on
Blue Island
still, I think, from
558, cleared to
earlier.
East
I'll just make
Midlands.
sure the doors are closed.
3 Bravo departure, 1215.
And we've done everything else. Trims are set. Beacon on, power levers, condition levers, fuel shut off. We're ready to start engines.
3 Bravo departure, squawk 12114. Blue Island 558, squawk 1215. Correction.
I've got the tugger peering as well. I pressed the old Shift P. Why is this
Blue Island
blinking
558,
here?
read back correct. When ready, call push and start.
I don't know. Like you guys said, this aircraft is not capable of doing multiple sectors, is it? The Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha on stand 5. Request push and start.
Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, push and start, approved, face west, call for taxi.
Push start approved, facing west. Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha. Well, he's going to have to do with a straight push back, and then I'll I'll taxi on to stand. Right, so let's start one of these engines on stand first. So engine start selector, overhead panel, start A and B. And fingers crossed this works. It didn't yesterday. Let's start engine number 2. Yeah, it's working now. 10%. Feather. I'll get the pushback guy to come over. So EGT's increasing. Where's the NH gauge? I'm not so sure. Let's get the fuel in now. Auto. Right, looks good. Low pitch. Perfect. That looks all stable now. So turn off the power, external power. Nothing's tripped off. Disconnect the GPU, and I can now release the parking brake. Excellent. Starting engine number 1. That was pretty smooth. I can't turn it whilst taxiing though. 15 over 10%. So to feather. This checklist needs resetting as well. Just going to make it a straight push and then taxi. There's a lot of airports that actually have that procedure. Otherwise, GSX is the way to go, guys, is it? It's the only accurate pushback tool available from what I have, from my understanding. Because the other one, the default one, or the one I was using before, just doesn't work. Right. Fuel coming in. If new leg, procedure complete. Perfect, looks like 2 good starts. Anyway. Okay, nothing red out the way or out the ordinary there. We have no white lights up here after starting engines before taxi, so no fault lights, no off lights. Engine start verify off. That's in the off position. Flaps to 15, cockpit door denied, ATC clearance obtained. So let's turn on the taxi light here. And just before we do that, just want to do some checks here as well. So before takeoff, gust lock forward. Condition levers verified both auto, takeoff config checked, which we'll do shortly. Pack flow is set, transponders on, TCAS at desired, but I can't remember how to get onto the transponder for love nor money. So that's all set here. We'll make sure the FMS page is up there as well on the perf page. There we go. Flight controls check weather radar as desired, so I'll turn on the weather radar now. Just trying to save a bit of time when we line up strobes and landing lights next. Cockpit comms, anti-skid imagine that's tested. Flaps are set to 15. Which they are. Flap levers in the 15 position too. Nose wheel steering is on. And next is the... Why has it not done that? Next is before takeoff. There we go. Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha request taxi.
Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha via Alpha and Bravo. Take your hold point Bravo 1, runway 08, QNH 1012.
Cleared Alpha Bravo, hold short runway 08 at Bravo 1, QNH 1012, Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha. Perfect, so that's all done. Parking brake released. Here we go then, multiple sectors in the ATR. It's moving under its own power. Taxiing to Bravo 10, it's just a straight line all the way to the whole point. Perfect. Oh, we're off. Flipping heck. 14 knots already. Serve for TCAS transponder. Thank you very much, Andrew. Ah, there it is. Thank you very much. On. Brilliant. Squawk's already set as well. Thank you very much for that. Hello, thrust set simulations. Whoa, it's like a little race car. Ah! Once you get above 10 knots in airplanes in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the nose wheel might as well be a tray table. It just goes off on one. Right, let's sort of do our own before takeoff checklist like I would at my operator. So config, there is actually a way of testing that. That's down here. So takeoff config test. That actually fires up the before takeoff checklist, which is pretty cool. Flaps we have 15, stab trim is set for departure 1.4 units, and it's going to be runway heading. The chart dictates we have to climb straight ahead to...
Alpha 2 Sierra Alpha, report ready for departure.
Wilco Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, just need a couple of minutes. So there's Bravo here. 08 Autotac 2 Bravo, then it's climb straight ahead to 900 feet. Once we're at 900 feet, we then climb left turn to Angler, stop climb 5,000 feet. And any problems will just climb straight ahead to the MSA, which is 2,000 feet as well, no terrain issues. So that's all covered. Takeoff briefing we've just done. Gust lock is off. Flight controls I've checked. Transponder boost function as required. Airflow is normal. Pressurizing. Cabin crew advised. Engine bleed is required. Lights on. I'll do that in a second. Rudder flight director bar center. And next is the after takeoff checklist. So I will select the toga button, which I've selected here. I would like to have heading for departure and IAS. There we are. So we're now ready. Turn on the lights. Strobes. There we are. Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha ready for departure.
Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha, surface winds 15017 knots, caution, gusting 27, runway 08, clear takeoff.
Runway 08, cleared takeoff, Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha. Oh, it's gusting 27 knots. Let's see what happens with the rudder. Wish me luck with the maximum here. You can reset angle of attack with the button below power management. Thank you. Oh, this is stuff I need to ideally read before going off. Right, Can I do that airborne? Right, let's see how we get on in the second sector. Timing, don't need to worry about that. It should do it automatically. So I'll just stop on the runway, get it into the notch setting. I don't want to be doing that at 100 knots, and then we'll release the brakes. Oh, that looks lovely with the shadow, doesn't it? Super cool. Right, again, sorry for no yoke cam today, not using the yoke at the moment. Right, setting the notch in. Man. Right, we've got notch, we've got 2 notches. We're all ready to go. Just reset my head position. Let's go. So, oh my god, left rudder's already coming in here. You can look at the shadow of the rudder. That's very cool. So you can see how much. Right, so I'm feeding in the left rudder. Left rudder, aileron into wind. Right, I'm almost at full left rudder here. Right, no, still good, still good. Right, that's full left rudder. Full left rudder. Full left rudder. Ah, full left rudder. Full right. Gee, I was only on the edge there. Positive rate, gears up. Yeah, they need more rudder authority and full left there. Oh, airborne, gears up. Climbing away like a beast. Right, waiting for 900 feet. There's 900 feet, so I'm going to make that left turn. Because it thinks we have to go straight ahead here. The flight director is going to be inaccurate, but we'll just do it manually. Let's put this to climb.
Alpaca 20 Alpha, there's no further ATC at this time. Monitor Unicom 122.8, you have a good flight, bye bye.
122.8, thank you very much for the ATC Alpaca 2 Sierra Alpha. Cheerio. Perfect, so I put it into climb, that's allowing it to accelerate to 140 knots. Flaps up. Now I love that little thing there. So when it accelerates, it sort of wants to level off. It doesn't really command much. Oh no, maybe a 500 foot per minute climb rate. So what I need to do is just update the FMC to Angler. Remember we climbed at 900 feet. Just getting Pac-Man on here. Let's just get it all in trim. Oh, it's wanting to roll on it to the left on its own. Oh, what is that? It's just you can't get it in sort of trim. I know turboprops can be a bit funky.
558 pushing start through face west.
Flight directors, not a pilot. Right, flight plan, direct to Angler, execute, nav. There we are, routing to Angler, climb to 5,000 feet. There we are, I have to take a checklist coming up. So 170 knots. Bye bye Jersey. Superb time to go flying, look at this. Right, I have to take off checklist. So, climb profile, power levers, notch power management to climb. That's so cool how that's all linked to the V-speeds, very, very cool. Speed 170, use indicated airspeed mode for an autopilot for climb. We are in indicated airspeed and LNAV, 170 knots. Gears up, flaps are up, taxi lights can come off. I forgot to turn the yaw damper on, which I'll do now. Oh, it's been on from the previous sector. Whoops, anti-icing is required. There, I have to take off checklist complete. There we go, you can see here on the nav. The reason it's not on the black line is because it's probably based off the jet turn. That's fine, we're doing it as per the correct one. We should be on the radio a little more though. And there's no ATC, so we'll go up to our climb level of flight level 130. Oops, notch man. Need notch, there we are. So 130 is set standard. Standard set passing 47130. I have to take off. Check this complete. Yeah, so that takeoff, as you could see, as the aircraft accelerated, you should need less rudder. For some reason, I was having to use more rudder as the aircraft accelerated, because the rudder should become more effective, unless it does something like reduce the hydraulic pressure on the controls. And nearly at the end of that rollout there, I was almost at full rudder. Well, I was at full right rudder to counteract that crosswind coming in from the right, or from the left to the aircraft was weathercocking. Yeah, by the time I had full rudder in, it was, by the time I was rotating, I was almost on the edge of the runway. So, yes, something's a miss. Bear in mind, it was a strong crosswind. So let's see how we get on in Southampton, where thankfully the wind is straight down the runway. So we shouldn't have as much of a problem there. There we go. And we're going to do the procedural approach unless we can get ATC. ETA... Oh, it's all estimated time en route. Is it like a progress page? There we are. So AURTAC at 17:31, 10 minutes. At 17:52 at destination. About 30 minutes. Currently wet and windy in Southampton, very good. It's just what the doctor ordered for this stream today. Let's have a look here at the latest METAR. Yes, raining. Well, not too windy though. Wind's down the south at 9 knots. Now, interestingly, what's this magenta bar here? Because this is a vertical profile, which I'd expect in descent. Right, so 5,130 there. There's top of climb, top of descent. So it seems to have dealt with it okay. Nice tailwind as well. What do you think of the ATR, guys? How much is it again? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's fantastic. You got Guernsey over there to the left, look. Beautiful. And then we'll have Alderney shortly on the left as well. Yeah, I miss my Boeing jets. Why do you have less thrust in engine number 1? Oh. Well, my throttles are completely aligned. What in the world? Yeah, there we are. Well spotted. They're both in notch. There we are. And they're notch. And then now it's disappeared. There we are. I think it was just out the notch there. Very well spotted. There we are. That's climbing a little better now. Andrew, hope you're doing well. Rained most of the day yesterday on Vancouver Island. I got wet and didn't care because we had no rain for months. Ah, I'm glad you got some rain then. Yeah, there must be a lot of ATRs doing this sector every single day. There's France again. The radar didn't turn on, I don't think, but well, no, it is on, but it doesn't work. Let's get these ILS frequencies set up for Southampton. Runway 20, 11075. It's not Airbus enough if you have to do this manually. VOR frequency for Southampton on standby 1335. So what I've actually done, I put the VOR on active now. So these are the VOR. This is the VOR for Southampton, 83 miles away. Mr. Unicorn from Vancouver Island as well, very cool. Yamato 8125, you can see the Cherbourg Peninsula, there it is on the right hand side. There we go. Cherbourg is there. And then Alderney just on the left hand side. I flew into Alderney once. I was doing my outbuilding, there it is. Alderney just there on the left. I think you'd be struggling to get an ATR, there's the airport. I think you'd be struggling to get an ATR in there, at one of this size. You could do it, but it's a 700-800 metre runway. One of the members suggested it, and I was like, a bit tight. I have to get the little Britain Norman Islander. Adam K, following the near exact same routing of Golf India Sierra Lima Mike from Jersey to Southampton right now in the SI 390. What height's he at? 130 out of curiosity. That's pretty cool. Want to go check. Best do pre-cruise checks as well. Lights coming off. No APU pressurization. That's on one of these pages. I can't remember how to click to it. Oh, it's fine. Set and get ready to go to cruise. Checks complete. Hello, Mr. Compivos. He says, "How is the ATR?" It's okay. You know, there's a few little, I think, issues with it. Let's go to cruise management here. cruise. Now it should bug higher speed, shouldn't it? See what happens when it levels off. Still commanding 170. There's... you know, it's like a bit fiddly to use, I think that's the best way to describe it. Handling is fine, but I think it was struggling there in the strong winds. But flying the approach earlier felt really nice going into Jersey there. But yeah, the takeoff and landing roll in the latter stages was just a bit sort of all over. What didn't make sense to me is on the takeoff roll, a rudder should become more effective. You should use less rudder as you accelerate, but it was having to use more to maintain sense line. Don't know what was going on. Right, how do I get it to command the higher speed? 'Cause it's still wanting to do 170 knots. So if I... oh no, don't want to take off. Cruise. So how do I get it to command the higher speed to 220 knots? Still commanding 170. Oh, is it VNAV? No. Oh, I don't know. They're cruising at 11,000. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Martin, it is triggering me slightly how those lights are the wrong way round. Mr. Confas, enjoying the Zebra Modern X-Plane 12, excellent. Steve, if you land okay, do you get a type rating? Yes, pretty much. I'll just send this to the ATR type rating people, and they should give it to me. FMC approach speed, deselect approach speed, thanks Father Hackett. So is that from the previous sector? How do we get to the approach speed? Approach page. It is... MCDU perf page. It's in cruise. How do I deselect the approach speeds then? Press perf twice. Very good. Thank you very much, Father Hackett, an ATR expert. There we are, 218 knots. Now, interestingly, this bug speed is the actual auto, but is the notch power setting. Is that setting a power setting to maintain this speed? It does seem to be doing that, which is pretty cool. Eros, I think that was from my previous sector. Icing angle of attack. Someone said I could reset the button here. There we are. I've got rid of it for you. I still had because I used anti-icing or de-icing or whatever it was on the previous sector, it put the angle of attack vane to the icing logic. The 737 has a similar system, and that stays on until you land and then it resets. Now I've pressed that button, I think it's deselected the trim there. The icing angle of attack attitude. Look at this weather. Looks beautiful. Just sat on top of the clouds here. Look at that. Almost halfway, look. It is spectacular how good it looks. Oh, look at that. Mega. Yeah, we've got a lot of people who like to fly this aeroplane a lot, it would seem. I, on the other hand, don't. Let's talk a little bit about this arrival. So currently routing direct to Thread. That's the beginning of the arrival into Southampton. Thread is max 210 knots. Okay, well, that's pretty much what we're doing. 221, so we'll slow down slightly. And then to Needle as well. We've got to be at flight level 70. So if I go to the flight plan page, is there a way of putting that as a restriction in? How do I... Aha! Yes, 7,000 out. Okay, well, I'll do my best to ensure that at Thread we're at 7,000. It will definitely be ILS 20. Now, there's no ATC, so what we're going to do after Thread is go to Needle, and then after Needle direct to Southampton. You'll see on the arrival here, it terminates at Needle, but we'll just route direct to Southampton afterwards. and we're going to fly the procedural approach. So frequencies 11075, they're on standby, remember. The courses I've already set, 199, 1800 feet to the platform altitude. So from the VOR we can step down from 3000 to 1800, out to 7.2 DME. If you look here on the ND, you can see there it is going outbound. It's not a pretty curve, but I think that's just the way it draws it. Yeah, you can see here, look, top of descent is after the restriction. Oh, what's happened here? Where's the click spot for... Hold on, guys. I want the ND, which is there. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, thread is only 18 miles away. I need to start descending now to be level at 7,000. So it looks like VNAV has not compensated for that. So what I'm going to do is set 70 here. I'm going to select vertical speed. Ooh, it's a bit aggressive. I'm going to go down manually here. Let's see if I can... And obviously VNAV is going to put me high. It does not have that. So what I'm using vertical speed here to put 70 on the ND at thread. There we go. So we'll set about 1900 feet per minute and we'll maintain 210 knots. How do I change the speed bug? Can't you? I don't think you can. So ignoring VNAV, this is just to ensure that we comply with the arrival, which I need to. I don't know how to put it in the FMC. So look, you've got this 70 level segment at thread. But what's really useful is you've got this little white circle, which is like the green banana in the 737NG. So I'm just putting 70 there manually, and we'll go from there. Update the cruise level if we can. So down we go, and then once we got onto that ILS, outbound procedural, back round we go onto the ILS. The minimums are 244 feet, which are again were not reset from the previous sector. So we'll set 250. In the event of a missed approach, we'll select the go-around power setting, flat 15, and it's just a continuous climb to 3,000 feet straight ahead, then as directed. Runway length then, it's 1,700 metres. We should be able to vacate at Bravo. In fact, Alpha should probably think is doable for this little aeroplane, but we'll try and make Bravo if we can. There we go. I think we've covered everything. We'll just carry on descending to 70 to be level at thread. Post-cruise checks are on, fuel lights. We've got plenty of gas. 1,400 kilos, only burnt 240. Wow, this thing is very efficient. Set. Checks complete. We're going to make the restriction at thread, 70, and then we'll continue descent from needle, max 210 knots. Interestingly, it does say here thread 7,000 in the FMC, but the VNAV has made no attempt to make that restriction. I don't know the Lonely Blazer. I know iniBuilds does have the runway extension. Whether the charts have been updated with Navigraph, I don't know. Let's reduce a bit of power here because the max speed's 210 knots. Oh, Martin, very good. You can see the ATR is finding it hard to thread that needle. Not bad. At least it slows down when you want it to. If you go idle, the power does really drop off quickly. Thread is 56 seconds away and we have 1 to go, so we can reduce that vertical speed to 1,000 feet per minute. God, it's dark in here. We get some cockpit lighting on. Oh, that's a bit bright, a bit excessive. It's almost either normal or nothing. Oh dear. Trying my best to get some lighting here. Storm is just too bright. Okay, let's keep an eye on it. Speedbug is left at the PFD. Oh yes. I shall set it manually, 210 knots then, thank you. So we've made that restriction, 70, as per the chart, max 210 knots. Thread max 210 at 70, we need to maintain this level until needle. And it looks like VNAV is now updated to be at 70, which is great. Let's just accelerate back to 210 knots. Thanks, Konopki, for reminding me how to do that. Yes, I need to go off auto to manual, bug the speed. I presume the first officer has that option too. Yes. There we are. Altitude level. Perfect. Now, what is this funky symbol here on the ND? It looks like a circle on top of in a box. What on earth's that? Is that just our track? Not sure. I have a new top of descent point just there. That makes sense from 7-0. Yeah, that's about right. 6,000 feet over the beacon. Perfect. So doing a proper instrument approach today based off these weather conditions as realistically as possible. Look at that. Just get back to 210. I'm not doing a very good job here holding the speed. Perfect. Oh, it's the VOR needle. Got you. Oh, it's 2. One's the circle. Alright, got you. Very good. Thanks, Adam K. We'll just have 1 then, otherwise it's going to be a bit of information overload. Yeah, next time I fly this will be 1 sector. We'll do it on a busy VATSIM event. Just noticed the reg, love it. Yes, G-prop. I'm having less issues with it today than I had earlier, or yesterday when I was testing it. It seems to be fine, but yeah, word of warning, don't use the panel states and don't press any of the weights in the EFB because it freezes the plane. There we are, right turn, there we are, turn, next waypoint, there we go. It's just a straight line to be fair. Fantastic. Yeah, the nights are getting longer now, days are shorter in the UK. It's just approaching 7 o'clock here, 20 to 7, and it's getting dark now. Get ready for winter ops. So there we are, we've passed the needle restriction, we'd enter a hold if we hadn't got clearance. We'll presume that ATC clears direct to Southampton VOR. Once we're there, outbound 037 till 7.2, we can descend from the top of descent point down to 1,800 feet thereafter. There we are, there's a bit of terra firma. Just overhead, oh good luck, there is the south coast of the UK, just overhead the Isle of Wight. I just don't know if you can see it, no, it's a bit cloudy today. I will start the flight recorder now as well. Perfect. Where's the overhead panel lighting? Gonna be some obscure position, isn't it? There we go. There we go. Ooh, nice. That's cool. No, where's the ND gone? Just trying to remember where all these click spots are. There we are. Pushing top of descent then. We're about to go right over the top of the VOR. Alpha Clegg says you'll fly over Winchester virtually over me. Very cool. Yeah, wait until the clock's so back end of next month.
50, 40.
Andrew,
30,
thank you very much for the
20,
$7 Canadian
yeah.
with a request. Ooh, I don't know about that one. Isn't it dodgy, this version? Like, stole Zebo data.
FD2S, can you fly the 737 MAX in your next live stream in XP12? Thank you.
Now, is this the one that's a... it's cracked or stole data from Zebo. I'm a bit behind the times now, Andrew. If it is, I probably won't do it. I'll have a chat to Zebo, see what he thinks, but I remember he had issues with this person, as in he took a lot of Zebo's stuff. I don't know exactly the goings-ons about it, but I know the one you're talking about. If it's actually any good, it's fine, but I think it flies like an NG, so I'll have a think about it. Thank you very much for your request. I wait patiently for someone to make an accurate max. But thank you, Andrew, for your suggestion regardless. Oops, I've just passed top of descent, so let's go down now to 1800 feet. VNAV path, not too far off. Perfect. We're just about to go right over the top of the airport, so we can go down to 1800 feet. 3000 is the minimum, which we're well above. 1800 feet is the minimum, and it's the platform altitude, so we're going to go outbound from there. You can actually see it's now drawn a little curved turn as well. 1800 feet at Sam. Right over the top of the iniBuilds airport, not that we can see it. It's down there somewhere. We'll now set local QNH. QNH 1012, passing 5,800 for 1,800 feet. Standby altimeter is all set. 1012. Perfect. There's the airport, where we started our day. So this is a teardrop or procedural approach. So if there's no ATC, you'd fly this. Yeah, dodgy. Yeah, I'm not going to use that, Andrews. I'm very sorry, and I understand you donated there, but that is not something I'm going to use if it's dodgy in a crap version. Thanks for your understanding. Right, we're going to go to idle now. Start slowing down, because this takes us right down to a 5-mile final. I'll put the speeds to auto now. 170 knots. I'm not going to use this checklist here. I know it's just a bit too lovely add-on to have all these features like the air aircraft. It's just too fiddly single pilot to do all of that stuff. I have to say, VNAV's worked reasonably well today. Let's see how we get on here with the base turn onto final. There's definitely some weird stuff going on the ND. I mean, look at this. It looks like one of my orbits on Kerbal Space Program. Right, after Southampton, direct onto the final approach. Below 175 knots, I can select flaps. I hope it doesn't do what that green line says, but what we're going to do is, after the distance of 7.2 miles... In fact, you know what, let's go heading select now, because we need to anyway for the approach. So off of that, Vorlock, we set everything here. So we've got the distance here, so waiting for 7.2. Remember the chart says 7.2, there's the DME, 7.2. We're doing everything accurately and correctly. 7.1, 7.2. Let's give ourselves an intercept turn now. Just make sure we select heading select, and we're going to go to vertical speed and add a bit of power. I'm going to select a natural flops, go down to 140 knots. Every airplane's the same in this regard. So 140 knots, slowing down. No local glide slope information just yet. Should be not too far off the glide slope. 140 knots for the speed. Hopefully we'll get some glide slope. Oh no, I'm still on the VOR. You nincompoop. Let's switch over to the LNS. Come on, come on. There we are. There's the glide slope approach. That was close. Give myself a bit of a better intercept there. Not bad at all. Look at that. 1 dot low on the glide slope. We'll take it. Shallow off that rate of descent now, just to a couple of 100 feet per minute. 200 feet per minute is fine. Approach is armed. We're not far away from the runway at all. 8 miles. A bit low on the glide slope here, but maintaining 140 knots with flat 15. Yeah, good job we're doing this instrument approach here. There we are on the chart, look. Localizer alive, localizer capture. Set runway heading 199 degrees. really a little bit low on the glide. Well, I say really low. We've been 1 dot low for a while now. Once we get glide slope capture, we will configure to land. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude 3,000 feet, set. And we'll select gear down, flaps to full, just make sure we're below the maximum speed. Yeah, 145, so let's just get below the magenta bug speed and the F speed. I've selected takeoff on the power management, flap forward, what's full flap? 30. We've got a good headwind here as well, 25 knots. No, not the best visibility, but should all work out well. So landing checklist is all complete, gear down, 3 green, flaps full. We're flying the final approach speed already, 101 knots, adding the power. What I'll do is disconnect shortly, hopefully there'll be a runway, runway in a second. Right, there's no ATC, guys. And there's no yoke camera. Right, disconnecting autopilot. My aeroplane. And we'll maintain 101 knots. I've gone in a little bit on the views there so you can sort of see what's going on. Speed's getting a little fast. Keep a lookout for those lights, guys. We are at a range of 5 miles, still quite far. I configured quite early here. We've got an 18 knot headwind. This flies very nicely at this stage. Sort of in between. The only thing is, I'm very close to idle power here. I'm on idle now, and it's just, I'd expect, I'm completely idle now, and I'd expect the speed on a turboprop like this. Look, I'm at idle power, and it's just holding the speed. I'm not an ATR pilot, I don't fly turboprops, but something tells me if you're on idle power on a glide slope like this, you shouldn't be accelerating. Oh, is that full? Oh, maybe I wasn't all the way down. Maybe there's 2 notches of idle, I don't know. Well, 3 miles, still can't see anything. Visibility drops right off. Probably said 10k when I last checked 10 minutes ago. We'll improve the weather to tour the airport, have a little look around. I still can't see any lights. 3 miles. Look at our ground speed. Our ground speed is 94 knots. I can just see the runway coming into view now, though. Flight director bars are very sensitive. Yeah, everything's very small. I'm just having to stare at everything here. So on the glide slope, it's put me on 3 whites. Okay, and a smidge high as well, which doesn't help. Correcting the glide. Just pitch below that flight director. Let me just move my head up slightly so you can see the runway. There we go.
500.
Checked. So yeah, the flight directors I'm just not going to follow again. Speed. What on earth was that? Yeah, the autopilot. I think I accidentally re-engaged the autopilot just there. But because the button is disconnect and re-engage. I've got idle. Come on, descend. The Pappies and glide slope are just completely misaligned. You should definitely have 3 wides at an airplane like this on glide. In a jumbo, maybe.
200.
Checked.
Minimum.
Continue.
Minimum.
Continue. Right, let's see what we could do. Oh, the flight directors and glide slopes well off the Pappies. What on earth is that? Oh, speed. It's not the autopilot disconnecting. I just don't trust the flight directors in Microsoft Flight Sim.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Idle. Alright, we're down. Come on, reversers. There we go. Reversers engaged. God, the deceleration is insane. I've not touched the wheel brakes. Right, cancelling reverse. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I forgot to turn on the landing rate calculator again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Southampton. We've done 2 sectors in an aircraft I don't understand at all. Replay was on. Replay was on. There we go. There we go. Flaps up. Ooh. What on earth? I'm trying to go. Whee! I'm trying to go idle. I'm at idle. Why is the engines going like this? I think there's noise on my Airbus side stick. Right, let's go. Go idle, please. It takes ages for the engines to spool down. There we go. Right, 10. Very much a wee. Oh look, I don't know what's going on. It just does not want to slow down. Right, if I let go of the brakes, look. Now, oh, I don't know. Look, my thrust levers, my power levers are idle as they go. Oh my god. Alright, we've got a new idle. It's 20%. Oh my days. Right, there's no marshalling here, and I've got no time to do anything. I've got no... Oh, I just can't... Ah! Look, it's, to be fair, don't blame Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is noise on my... Don't tell me this is going to be broken as well. Oh, there we go. It's noise on my joystick. That's not the fault of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, there we are. That's the lowest they've spooled all day, or after landing there, the lowest power setting. Right, parking brake set. Let's now do the cleanup. Whilst I've just parked on the stand here. So, oh dear. After landing, taxi light and landing lights off. Although they are very... No, but taxi landing lights don't seem to be working. Or not doing anything. So that can come off. Oh my god, the taxi light though is like a absolute beast of a light. So we'll take that one off. Landing lights though just need to be fixed. Strobe lights can come off. I think that's off. Yeah, that's all good. Probes, flaps, trims, gust lock standby. There we go. Weather radar could come off. There we go. And what we'll do, we'll park and we'll do the hotel thing. So parking brake set, power levers ground idle, condition levers feather. Taxi and landing lights. See, our reverse. Yeah, it's not a Boeing. Yeah, stop. Very much needed that one here. Right, so engine to hotel mode on external powers desired. So propeller brake on. So this should stop. Yeah, look. So this is what it does. So we're using engine number 2 as a generator. So hotel mode, external power not required. Propeller brake on. Engine 2 shut down. No, we want that on. Left engine. It is the. Yeah, we then turn this to fuel shut off. Is that the correct configuration? Now I'm in hotel mode, correct? So this engine stays on, provides ground power or power to the aircraft, and then this engine shut down here, and we've got the brake on, and that's now in hotel mode, I believe. This is sort of like an APU. There we go. Tell me if I've not done it right. There we go. We're here in one piece. That's the most important thing. Oh, that was an eventful flight. An eventful flight. Oh, guys. Oh, I'm out of practice for streaming. I opened the flight recorder. I forgot to press record. Sorry. I need to do more streams. There we are, there we are. Well, at least I've done the hotel mode with the engine running and I can configure the aircraft there. Anyway, nice flight we got here. Engine running in hotel mode. Fuel, someone used how much fuel we used. Look at that, hardly any. 350, what's that, 350 kilos for the entire sector. And this said we would have burned trip taxi 585. So we've saved almost 230 kilos on that sector. I don't know if there needs to be some adjustments there. But yeah, we're in the hotel mode and the aircraft's all configured. Right, should we have a little look around the Southampton scenery? Very kindly provided. I'm happy that the aircraft is sort of all shut down and configured accordingly. So let me make it a little bit brighter. We'll leave live weather on. so we can sort of check out the scenery here. So weather, yeah, ATR wise, if you want to enjoy an ATR in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's fine, and I don't think it's expensive, and it's certainly functional enough, but there's a lot of fiddling around to do, and that's more the limitation of the aircraft in the sim, just where all the buttons are. And I do like how the devs sort of added click spots on here, so you can sort of flick around here. But yeah, but remember, I don't fly this aircraft at all, so I'm sort of having to work my way around it. But look, I got you here in one piece, and we didn't exceed any speeds, we didn't exceed any limits, we flew the instrument approach reasonably accurately. But yes, hello iniBuilds, hope you're doing well. He, she, or the team, or someone's in chat here. If you have any questions about this scenery, be sure to ask it here with the iniBuilds dev there. But yeah, very realistic weather for Southampton. So realistic, in fact, I'm going to have to turn it off because I won't be able to sort of show you the scenery. Let's just make it scattered clouds. There we are. We could go back to live just before we zoom on out. Anyway, yes, this scenery will be available from Friday from the team at iniBuilds. $12.99 is the price, excluding VAT. If you're from the south or you want to do a lot of Channel Island hops and operations or other flights in and out of the UK, Southampton is a very popular destination. And I think, reading in the forum, a lot of the development team from iniBuilds are from here, so should think it was on their wish list for some time. But yes, talking about the features, let me get the features list here in front of me so I can tell you about it. We'll go and have a good look around. Firstly, the runway. This is newly extended runway. So they've spent the time to update it to the true to life accurate real airport with the recently extended runway. Looking down here, this looks like it's been recently extended, but if I zoom on in, you can see there's a lot of exterior elements to the airport as well. The train station to the side, some factories off there in the distance. It's the same in the other side of the airport as well, but you can see, look, there's cars in the car park. But here's the airport from this side. We've just landed on runway 20. It's got a groove runway, very good. But yes, it's true to life airport, accurately modelled and positioned. Dynamic airport lighting, we'll have a look at the night lighting in a second when we go to night as well. But that will head over towards the northern part of the airport here, where one of the car parks is. You'll see some hangars with some aircraft modelling as well, but we'll also look inside the terminal interior. They go to a lot of effort iniBuilds to model the interior. For people that have actually flown from the airport in real life, they like to see these sort of elements there. So here's an aircraft hangar with people's planes and business jets as well. There we are in our ATR. There's the fire station too. I should think this is the is this the tower for the airport as well? Yeah, it must be, or maybe for the fire station, I'm not so sure. Yeah, probably the airport there. Multi-storey car park too. Looking over here, there was a Mercedes-Benz garage. There you are. Excellent modelling. I think probably for some reason they're not allowed to model Mercedes-Benz because I see Aston Martins, Maseratis and Audis. But maybe look at some Mercedes there in the future. I mean, look at all these buildings here. We've even got Royal Mail and Parcel Force trucks. Look at the detail. Almost you want to play Euro Truck Simulator. You know, it's just the flight control elements on takeoff and landing. I mean, it was quite windy today, but I was struggling to control this aircraft. But yeah, it worked well. A few little funny displays on the ND with the magenta line, but the actual VNAV I think worked quite well. And I don't fly this aircraft in real life, so there's certain elements I just don't know. So things that probably, well, it shouldn't do that. It should do that because it's the way the aircraft works. But I'd recommend it if you want to fly an ATR. I'd recommend it. Right then, let's do the giveaway for this scenery. Usually, you know how it goes with the giveaways. I'll ask you a very simple question in chat. All you need to do is answer the question. So what I'm going to do here is enter the answer I'm looking for. It's quite simply going to be a question which is very easy to answer. You can put this in chat, lowercase, uppercase, but anti-spam is enabled, ladies and gentlemen, so you can only put the answer in once. If you do it more than once, you will not be eligible for winning the giveaway. So my question is to you in chat. You can enter this lowercase, uppercase, it doesn't matter. What is the 4-letter ICAO code for Southampton Airport? Begins with E, ends in I. There's a couple of letters in between. Once you put that in chat, you'll be entered into the giveaway. Lowercase, uppercase, it doesn't matter. Wake Vortex, you've got the right idea. Nick X, Astroju, Rosie. No point entering this giveaway, guys, if you don't have Microsoft Flight Simulator, because it's only for a copy of Southampton Scenery. It can't be exchanged for anything else. This is on behalf of iniBuilds, of course. Oh, it's no good seeing it at night. Oh, God, I've just forgot. I've got a wasp infestation in my house, haven't I? Oh. Yes, it's organised. They're coming at 7 o'clock in the morning to sort that out. I'm going to get up very early, and then I'm going to go back to bed because I've got to head off over to position this aeroplane, an empty aeroplane. Oh, the weather's a bit manky. Alpaca Pond. Oh yes, Yamata. That was the city we built on across the pond, wasn't it? Andrew, you got the IB for scenery from iniBuilds. Has great products. Yes, the sceneries are very, very good. We've done the IB for one. Actually, we reinstalled it and flew from there not so long ago. There we are. I think that's a few people that have entered now. 47 I can see, and no more coming in there for a second. So let me roll the giveaway now here. So the winner of the scenery is Henrik Whitbard. Henrik Whitbard, are you here in chat? You are the winner. He's in so much shock he hasn't said anything yet. Not rigged. Never heard of the man. Oh, I was a bit abrupt there, ending the award-winning sound. There we are. Excellent. All working correctly. Congratulations. I don't know if he's still here. If you are, all I ask you. Oh wow, thank you. He says fantastic. Well, so Henrik, what you need to do is head over to the iniBuilds website, create an account on the iniBuilds website if you don't have one already. If you do, it's very easy to set up. Go to iniBuilds store website, create one. It's free to do so. I will contact iniBuilds and they will add the scenery to your account free of charge, so you can start enjoying that from Microsoft Flight Simulator. Perhaps you can get the ATR and go to the Channel Islands like we did today. No, I wouldn't recommend replaying my stream for any accurate guidance, but it's good fun. Congratulations there, Henrik Whitbard. Now, yes, sorry, I forgot to mention as well, please get in contact with me via social media. So Instagram, at Flight Deck to Sim, you can DM me there. If you don't have social media, you can email me, flightdecktosim@gmail.com. My email address is on the About section. Henrik, all I ask is just that you show it's me, show me your profile picture, and then we'll get that all sorted out for you. Right then, guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for popping into another live stream. I'm so sorry I have no replays for you. We always like to sign out on a replay. The first sector I didn't want to do it to avoid any weird glitches. The second one I just simply opened up the app but forgot to press replay. But overall, going on to the ATR, it's a nice add-on. It performed better than I expected it to do today. There's a few little nitpicky things, but there is some good modelling here. I think the system modelling is good. The FMC is pretty good as well, and the way that the automation interacts with VNav and LNAV, it's not bad. I said low 7 out of 10. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10 now. Again, thank you very much at iniBuilds providing me a copy of their scenery. Go check that out. It's out on Friday. It's available for $12.99 plus VAT. Very much a big fan of their sceneries. And thank you very much as well, iniBuilds, for providing me with a copy so everyone here watching today could enjoy it too. Yes, that's it. Back to work tomorrow, and I was meant to be on a day off, then I had it off because my roster's changing, and then they put me back on again today, and it's just a nice little positioning flight. But it is what it is, and I'll be back next week because I've got